Naruto God Level Majin Buu, Chapter 481 to 500. 481 is close to a 6 paths level battle. Roar. Kyuubi, Ninetales, let out a roar, grabbed with huge claws, and fought with the puppet. The battle between the two behemoths shook the surrounding ground. That puppet is the strongest puppet left behind by Otsutsuki Hamura, and if only in terms of power, it is even stronger than the tailed beast. What's more terrifying is that the puppet has no pain sensation at all, and is not suppressed in the slightest, and it is completely enough to deal with Kyuubi, Ninetales. Under normal circumstances, Kyuubi, Ninetales alone might not be able to gain the upper hand in terms of power. After all, this puppet is indeed unusual. But now with the role of the powerful Susanoo, it is completely different. This is like an adult man holding a weapon in his hand, and a state without a weapon is completely different. Kyuubi, Ninetales relies on the powerful armor Susanoo, and its defense is greatly enhanced. The armor of Susanoo is almost absolute defense, and it is quite difficult to break through. In the original work, only a few people such as Senju Hashirama have broken it. Otsutsuki Jungyu felt the power of Kyuubi, Ninetales equipped with Susanoo, and could not help frowning secretly, completely stunned, did not expect Chen to be so strong. As expected of the owner of Rinnegan owned by the legendary Six Paths Fairy, I'm afraid you have a lot of connections with the Six Paths Fairy. Jungyu let out a low voice, but her actions became firmer immediately. I only saw a sneer on the corner of Otsutsuki Jungyu's mouth, his chakra rose up, and the whole person was above the air, saying, Yin and Yang escape, the way of life and death of Yin and Yang. Yin-Yang escape. As a member of the Otsutsuki clan, the Grandmaster Yin-Yang escape did not surprise Chen, and Chen Yi was already prepared. At this time, he noticed Otsutsuki Jungyu's actions, and a clear look flashed in Chen's eyes. It's not. You're the only one who can escape Yin and Yang, Kirin. Chen shouted loudly, only to see Tiankong Yunjian appear in Chen's hand. Tiankong Yunjian was raised high. A sword light rushed towards the sky, thunderclouds rolled in the sky, and the situation changed in an instant, forming a thunderstorm weather. The weather in the land of rain is always cloudy and rainy, but at this time the sky is only cloudy. But when Chen Yi called out Kirin, he saw that in the sky within a radius of dozens of miles, the haze instantly struck. Come, the thunderclouds are dense, and the clouds are haunting. The black cloud overwhelms the city and wants to destroy it. An instant, the weather has been changed by Chen, and the power that can change the weather in this moment shocked everyone. Is this the power of human beings? Kirin. Chen used the Tiankong cloud sword in his hand to burst into light. The Tiankong Yunjian erupted with decisive power, a burst of light flashed across the eyes, and the combination of Yin-Yang escape and Kirin's ninjutsu made Kirin become half black, half gold. Lightning slammed down, almost as if the space within a radius of dozens of miles was all over the place. Locked up, Kirin roared and made an earth-shattering sound. And Otsutsuki Jungyu also showed. He also burst into a roar. Yin and Yang gathered together, as if formed. A sharp sword. The range of this sharp sword also rushed to the 10-10, causing the space to be turbulent and completely exploded. The surrounding space seems to have a feeling of being broken at any time, and the strong aura is shocking, and I can't imagine what the next scene will be. The surrounding Akatsuki members were also completely shocked by this blow. They each quickly retreated, and watching this devastating scene, they realized how strong the enemy in front of Byakugan was and how terrifying Chen was. This scene was deeply imprinted in their hearts, and they were completely unable to extricate themselves. Power exploded, shaking the sky. Boom! With the deafening loud noise, I saw the ground cracked, the surrounding trees collapsed in pieces, cracks appeared on the ground, the original valleys and hills were instantly split in half, and the original trees instantly became coke. This terrifying power made everyone move for a while. How could he be so strong? Chen narrowed his eyes. He also felt the strength of Otsutsuki Jungyu. He was indeed a powerhouse close to the first level of 6 paths, worthy of being the second powerhouse on the moon. But Chen also felt it. At this time, Otsutsuki Jungyu did not have Tenseigen, so although his strength was strong, he was only close to 6 paths. It is easier for the Otsutsuki clan to become a 6 paths level powerhouse than others, because the Otsutsuki clan are born with the blood of Kekemura and Kegaya, so if Otsutsuki Jungyu has Tenseigen, he can use the power of Tenseigen, and has Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, can be regarded as a real 6 paths level powerhouse. But at this time, Otsutsuki Jungyu was not like that. He could only be regarded as a powerhouse close to the level of 6 paths. The loud bang made everyone around him temporarily blind and deaf. Shocked by the power of these two people, they looked at the battle between Otsutsuki Jungyu and Chen dumbfoundedly, and found that the battle between their gestures would be very difficult. It set off a powerful wave, making them unable to intervene at all. Of terror is fully revealed. The aftermath of the collision between the two was stimulated, and the surrounding forest trees collapsed, smashed everywhere, and oscillated back and forth, which was shocking. Trees fell, spaces were transformed, as if the end of the world had collapsed. This 6 paths first level battle made Otsutsuki Jungyu feel the extreme danger, and even more deeply felt Chen's strength, so that Otsutsuki Jungyu's eyes moved slightly, and he also acted. The confrontation just now, Otsutsuki Jungyu did not take advantage of it. Chen triggered the thunder and lightning of the heavens and the earth, causing Kirin to roar out, directly swallowing Otsutsuki Jungyu's puppet. The puppet trembled and emitted a pungent smell of coke. He stopped moving, obviously traumatized by Chen's blow. QB Ninetails was shocked by this earth-shattering blow, and murmured, as expected of Chen, "It's actually so strong." QB Ninetails looked at Chen with a bit of awe in his eyes. "Thank you for your support of Watermelon, thank you." 482 Peak Battle. Otsutsuki Jungyu saw that he was at a disadvantage, and knew that he would not do his best if he didn't do his best. When he saw a faint light flashing in Otsutsuki Jungyu's eyes, the pair of Byakugan's rays spread out, forming a huge whirlwind and Uzumaki, which exploded. It came out, shocking. A completely different breath emerged from Otsutsuki Jungyu's body, showing extremely strong strength. Otsutsuki Jungyu was indeed terrifying. This strength made Chen Duo narrow his eyes slightly. Chen was secretly vigilant, knowing that Otsutsuki Jungyu was about to release a big move next time. "I have to do it too, otherwise it will be very troublesome." Looking at Otsutsuki Jungyu, she whispered to QB Ninetails Kurama, "When Otsutsuki Jungyu releases a move, you will use Tailed Beast Bomb to resist. I will prepare other moves." Chen's words caused QB Ninetails' 9 huge tails to swipe, looking at Otsutsuki Jungyu's vigilant look, and humming softly, "I see." Otsutsuki Jungyu's aura has been raised to its peak. "You have Rinnegan, it is indeed extraordinary, but our Otsutsuki family on the moon also has Tenseigen, and its power is equally extraordinary. Although I don't have a Tenseigen, I can use some of the Tenseigen's power, you see it clearly." Silver revolves around. Otsutsuki Jungyu roared, and a burst of power burst out. The strong power broke out, surging frantically, and burst out directly. The power of Otsutsuki Jungyu emerged, and a huge tornado was seen in an instant. With a chakra swept through, the sky and the earth changed color, and the tornado charged overwhelmingly. Within a radius of several hundreds of miles, all were enveloped by tornadoes, and within this area, they were all within the scope of tornadoes. Chakra's power exploded and crashed wildly. Chen Yi narrowed his eyes slightly. He was very aware of the power of Silver's reincarnation explosion. This trick was found in the original theatrical version, and the power was indeed very good, enough to make people retreat. However, the Silver reincarnation explosion needs the power of Tenseigen to be used, and the Otsutsuki Jungyu in front of him did not use the power of Tenseigen, and it is estimated that a certain price will be paid. So strong. Sasori, Kokaku, Toto, Uchiha Itachi and others saw this scene and were deeply shocked, with a bit of shock in their eyes. The scope of this tornado is large enough, and it is indeed powerful. Countless trees around it rose from the ground, and the trees were blown into the air by the wind, spreading everywhere, and the power could be seen everywhere. This storm swept up a wind called Jinchuriki column, and it struck the sky with terrifying force, making Chen also panic for a while. Fortunately, Chen had already instructed QB, Nine-Tails roared, opened his mouth, and a dense liquid-like chakra condensed in QB, Nine-Tails' mouth. Tailed Beast Bomb. At this moment, QB, Nine-Tails is finally showing himself. Tailed Beast Bomb that belongs to her is revealed. It spits out the Tailed Beast Bomb directly. I only saw the Tailed Beast Bomb light explode, slamming directly towards the silver rotational explosion. The strongest Tailed Beast Bomb silver of QB, Nine-Tails, was born and exploded. There was a loud bang, 2 blows, and scorching power erupted. Everyone felt the horror of it. In order to prevent being affected by the shock wave, everyone was forced to retreat again and again, and their eyes were full of fear. The 3 girls, Konan, Kushina, and Makoto, were staring at Chen in the air, fearing that Chen would suffer any damage, and their eyes flickered slightly, worrying about Chen. The battle between Chen and this Otsutsuki Junyu was indeed too terrifying, so everyone could only watch obediently on the side, and did not dare to do anything else. Even many of them held their breath, which was extremely shocking. Who would have thought that this battle would evolve into this and then let them fight, and the whole country of Rain would be in danger of being affected? Chen is of course aware of this. If he continues to fight, I am afraid that the country of Rain will face great danger. Thinking of this, Chen squinted to look at Otsutsuki Junyu, and whispered to himself, "It's time to end the battle." Spoke, Chen's body moved suddenly and he shouted in a low voice, "Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth." Chen intends to attack Otsutsuki Junyu, but Chen does not intend to kill Otsutsuki Junyu, but to capture him alive. Previously, Otsutsuki Junyu didn't say that he wanted to capture him alive, so Chen now turns around and captures Otsutsuki Junyu alive. In addition, Chen wanted to know more about the Otsutsuki clan on the moon, so he used this trick. Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. I only saw Chen throwing a black ball, and at the same time countless dirt and boulders on the ground were absorbed, especially Otsutsuki Junyu, who also felt a huge attraction. This. Otsutsuki Junyu felt a strong attraction, and her body was involuntarily sucked into the black hole in the sky, completely feeling a panic. This is the art that sealed Kagaya Heim. Otsutsuki Junyu immediately understood and was even more shocked. The Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth made by Chen is completely different from the ordinary Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Sage art, Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth made with sage art chakra. The Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, of the Nagatasho master is like a child compared to Tatsuki, S1. Nagato looked stunned. Only seeing Otsutsuki Junyu can't resist the power of this Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Chen's chakra has reached its peak, and in the state of sage art, Chen's strength is fully revealed. Sage art chakra swirled upwards, bursting with astonishing power, so that Otsutsuki Junyu couldn't resist the power, and could only retreat step by step, with an earthy look on his face. The release of Silver's reincarnation, Otsutsuki Junyu's strength was indeed damaged, and his chakra was not enough. However, the silver rotation blast was cracked by the tailed beast bomb of QB, Nine-Tails. Under such circumstances, Otsutsuki Junyu could not resist Chen's attack at all. Please to read the novel without underline. Download Philo novel. 483 Sage art, Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Although Otsutsuki Junyu was strong, she first released the silver reincarnation blast just now. As a result, it resisted each other with the tailed beast bomb released by QB, Nine-Tails, with all her strength. Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. The power of this sage art Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, was revealed, and the surrounding space set off a great suction and repulsion, and the powerful force was revealed. A burst of power erupted, only to see that the surrounding soil, boulders, stones and other objects were all sucked up, and the surrounding trees were all sucked up, and a powerful force was displayed. This is the Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the power of the earth. Sasori, Coke, too, Demonic Shark and others are all dumbfounded and shocked, especially Demonic Shark. Demonic Shark, this is the first time I have seen Chen's strength in a real sense. Previously, it was only the demonic between Chen and Itachi. Illusion is just fighting, and I don't know Chen's true strength. Looking at it now, I was completely taken aback. Who would have thought that Chen's terrifying strength was so strong, completely beyond the imagination and expectations of the ghost shark, and the silicone couldn't help but be amazed. Shocked, unable to speak at all. Good, so strong. The ghost shark couldn't help but mutter to himself in a low voice, sighing repeatedly. The power of sage art, Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, is fully revealed, and a scorching power erupts. This power shakes the heavens and the earth, and it looks like a small moon will be created. The ground in this radius of hundreds of miles was cracked, and even the entire country of Rain seemed to be shattered. There were bursts of ground tremors everywhere, and many people in the country of Rain woke up from their slumber, completely at a loss, not knowing what happened what thing. Not only the land of Rain, but the three surrounding countries bordering the land of Rain were equally shocked, and they didn't understand what was going on and what was going on. Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, released by Tatsuya, is really shocking. Even Otsutsuki Jungyu was suppressed by Chen for a while, unable to resist under the sage art Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. His eyes burst with anguish, and he didn't know what to do. The art of Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, that seals Kagaya Heim. Otsutsuki Jungyu's eyes were full of solemnity. He knew the horror of Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, and even more that Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, was the ninjutsu that sealed Kagaya's intention. It turns out that this guy in front of him is trying to seal himself and capture him through Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Otsutsuki Jungyu thinks of this, and is even more annoyed, but there is nothing he can do. He knows Chen's intolerant Xiaopei immediately sneered, a bit of astonishment in his eyes. Otsutsuki Jungyu's current state is really not Chen's opponent. I only saw that Otsutsuki Jungyu's whole body was attracted by the huge attraction of Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Under such circumstances, Otsutsuki Jungyu was completely unable to break free. Chen could only be allowed to attack. Chen always hand seal. The chakra on his body moved out, and Yongdun inspired the chakra of sage art, which made the sage art Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, more powerful and made Otsutsuki Jungyu feel the pressure. How can this guy be so good? Otsutsuki Jungyu was already horrified. She never imagined such a situation. She was extremely shocked. That sage art chakra. Even Otsutsuki Jungyu was shocked to see it. If this is the case, he may not be able to win Chen. Otsutsuki Jungyu already had a trace of remorse in her heart. Knowing that the Uchiha Chen in front of him was actually so strong, he should have inquired about it before he came back. In this situation, he could not resist Chen's attack and strength at all. Sage art, Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. The power of sage art is so huge that it has gradually formed a sphere in midair, and there are still boulders that continue to absorb it. And Otsutsuki Jungyu also felt that when he resisted Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, his chakra was also passing quickly. It seems that resisting this sage art chakra consumes power. No wonder even Kagaya Heim concealed on the moon. Thinking of this, Otsutsuki Jungyu's expression became even more embarrassing. Otsutsuki Jungyu was difficult to break free, and eventually chakra's power completely disappeared. He roared, and glanced at Chen unwillingly. Damn, the boy with Rinnegan, don't be too complacent, we Otsutsuki clan still have 10 more on the moon. A few mighty clansmen. As soon as Otsutsuki Jungyu's voice fell, she was directly attracted by Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, and couldn't resist any longer. She didn't even finish her last sentence. Otsutsuki Jungyu was instantly sealed by Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. Only seeing Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, Otsutsuki Jung-Yu's figure was completely sealed, and he could no longer struggle to leave, so he was completely sealed. In the sky, a small moon appeared. And the ground in a radius of hundreds of miles has been shattered into pieces, completely like the scene after the Doomsday natural disaster, and the terrain has been completely destroyed. The destructive power of Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, is truly unimaginable. Finally sealed him. This guy is really a little troublesome. QB Ninetails waved his paw and whispered. QB Ninetails really felt the strength of Otsutsuki Jung-Yu just now, and QB Ninetails thought that if he faced Otsutsuki Jung-Yu alone, he would still not be able to win. QB Ninetails would be in extreme danger if it weren't for Susanoo, the majestic outfit of Yuchin. QB Ninetails is also very aware of this situation, and wagging his tail, he is very dissatisfied with Otsutsuki Jung-Yu and has lingering fears. Well, seal him up. QB Ninetails, thank you this time. Chen rode. QB Ninetails took the initiative to help, and Chen was still very moved. Although QB Ninetails was Suinder, once he recognized himself as a friend, he would not betray and always stood by Chen's side. HMPH, I just don't like him, how can I help you? QB Ninetails raised his head and looked like a tsundere. Chen was quite speechless. QB Ninetails, tsundere's character, I really don't know when it will be changed. 484 The mountains and rains are coming and the wind is filling the building. The sage art Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, will seal Otsutsuki Jung-Yu. Everyone felt relieved when they saw this scene. After all, they have seen Otsutsuki Jung-Yu's strength and are very clear about Otsutsuki's strength. Jung-Yu is terrible. Now that Otsutsuki Jung-Yu was sealed by Chen, they were relieved. Chen squinted his eyes, and sealing Otsutsuki Jung-Yu was only the first step, because in Chen's eyes, this Otsutsuki Jung-Yu was not a person, but represented the Otsutsuki family on the entire moon. Otsutsuki clan on the moon seemed to have finally acted, causing Chen to narrow his eyes, and a hint of coldness flashed in his eyes. Otsutsuki clan on the moon is a group that cannot be ignored. They are extremely powerful and possess absolute power. For example, this Otsutsuki Jung-Yu is already close to the level of 6 paths. Of course, the first level strength of 6 paths is also divided into strengths and weaknesses, such as the current Chen, although there is no such symbol as Gudodama, truth-seeking ball Kekemora, but in the state of sage art, his strength is very close to 6 paths, a first-class powerhouse. And Chen also has Tomo Rinnegan, and even Chen can barely become a junior 6 paths. As for the stronger 6 paths first-level powerhouse, that is Uchiha Madara, who became the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, column force in the original book, with the level of ordinary 6 paths immortals, and can be called ordinary 6 paths level powerhouse. Up, such as 6 paths immortal, Otsutsuki Hamura, such a powerhouse, can be called advanced 6 paths. The final Kagaya Heim, that is the level of the 6 paths of the creation. After all, Kagaya Heim has the power of the divine tree, and as the first person to have chakra, it can be said that it is not an exaggeration to call it a breakthrough. 6 paths fairy power. Chen squinted his eyes and sighed to himself that although he is currently strong, Otsutsuki Hamura is still a little worse than the 6 paths immortal, and even Uchiha Madara, who combines the power of 10 tails in the plot, is not as good. Of course, Uchiha Madara took a shortcut, relying on the strength of 10 tails to finally become a 6 paths first-level powerhouse. Chen does not want to rely on the power of 10 tails to become 6 paths like Uchiha Madara. After all, no matter how strong the strength is, it is not his own. Although the power of 10 tails can easily make him a first-level 6 paths powerhouse, it comes and goes quickly. For example, Obito was directly pulled out at 10 tails, and his power fell instantly. The real top powerhouses rely on their own strength and can only be created one step at a time. How can it be that simple? The path that Chen chose is the most difficult, but the future will be the most rewarding. Chen shook his head lightly and looked around, only to see Uchiha Itachi, Oni Shark, Ko, 2, Sasori and others all showing shock, and even looked at Chen and the small moon in the sky in complete shock. Chen smiled lightly and said, "The battle is over, what are you still doing?" Everyone just woke up like a dream, and they all looked at Chen with awe, especially Obito and Nagato, who had different feelings towards Chen and were even more afraid. Of course Chen also knew what the two were thinking, so he didn't break it. Neither Obito nor Nagato can make waves. These two are under his suppression, and Chen just uses them to open up the situation and let the situation progress. The small moon in front of him is still high in the sky. This small moon is as huge as a mountain range, hanging high in the sky. From a distance, there are almost two in the sky. This war is over, you first go to appease the people of the land of rain. Chen ordered. Yes. Uchiha Itachi and the others all nodded and followed Chen's orders. The people of the land of rain must have been terrified by the movement just now. After all, Chen's actions are indeed a bit too amazing. This battle and posture, this battle made everyone not aware of Akatsuki. Everyone was shocked, and thought that a natural disaster had occurred. Who would have thought that this was a battle between two strong men? Chen smiled faintly, with a hint of indifference on the corner of his mouth, and said to Uchiha Itachi, "Itachi, during this time, you go to Iwagakure village again, and find a name in Iwagakure village called Deidara, boy, invite him into Akatsuki." Hearing Chen's words, Uchiha Itachi was stunned for a moment, then nodded slightly, understood. "Well, go with the Oni, Akatsuki will act in groups of two in the future." Chen said lightly. "Yes." The corner of Chen's mouth smiled maliciously. Akatsuki acted in a pair of two, and the fire and water duo of Uchiha Itachi and Oni Shark were dispatched, so they could make a pair. As for Deidara, Chen had already set his sights on Deidara and wanted to recruit Deidara into Akatsuki. After all, Deidara's strength is not bad, and it can be regarded as a fighting force. Of course, Chen will not let this free labor go. When Deidara arrives, Akatsuki's members are basically all there, and there is a Hidan in the original book that I don't know where, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect the overall situation. Chen said indifferently, "Today's matter is silent, there may be similar situations in the future, you must improve your strength as soon as possible." As soon as Chen said these words, everyone nodded. After the battle just now, everyone realized the huge gap between them and Chen. These Akatsuki members are all arrogant and arrogant, how could they not know that at this time, Akatsuki members are all simmering in their hearts, wanting to improve their strength and become strong, at least they have to catch up. Chen's pace cannot be too far behind. Chen saw the expressions of everyone in Akatsuki in his eyes, and nodded secretly. The military heart is now available. To know that the appearance of Otsutsuki Jungyu broke Chen's layout. The Otsutsuki clan on the moon actually intervened in the ninja world, and Chen had to set aside his mind to deal with the Otsutsuki clan. If this happened, it would be troublesome. So this is also the reason why Chen caught Otsutsuki Jungyu alive, first caught this Otsutsuki Jungyu, and then asked what was going on the moon. The first update, asking for an automatic reward, sorry for being a little late. 485 Information on the Otsutsuki clan. Chen looked at the small moon in the sky and said to everyone, "You all go down." Yes. Everyone nodded and could only step back and leave. Makoto, Kushina, and Conan looked at Chen worriedly, but they also left with reluctant eyes. Chen's mouth was smiling, and a slight smile appeared. After everyone had left, he signaled Conan to wait for the girl to leave. Conan waited for the girl to leave. Chen moved and stood on the small moon. Chen sensed a chakra. This chakra was Otsutsuki Jungyu's chakra. At this time this chakra was already weak, almost imperceptible. This shows that Otsutsuki Jungyu has been completely sealed at this time, and the power Chen of Sage Art Chibuku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth, is also very satisfied. QB, Ninetails, was the only one who didn't leave, but by Chen's side, wagging 9 huge tails, QB, Ninetails, hummed softly, "That kid is probably almost unconscious, hee hee, it really deserves it." Chen smiled slightly. QB 9 tails, this guy was a little gloating, so happy after seeing Otsutsuki Jungyu being sealed. At this time, Otsutsuki Jungyu was indeed completely unconscious. Chen thought about it and remembered the Kowloon lock seal given to him by the old Six Paths. This is a high-level sealing technique that can seal a person's chakra. Use it on Yu's body, so that the chakra on Otsutsuki Jungyu's body is completely sealed. Otsutsuki Jungyu's chakra was sealed, his expression was instantly sluggish, and he even fainted. Chen liberated Otsutsuki Jungyu from Chibaku Tensai, heavenly body bursting from the earth. While Otsutsuki Jungyu was still in a state of fainting, Chen put away the weapon in his hand, then gave Otsutsuki Jungyu a cold look, and put Otsutsuki Jungyu grabs it and uses Bansho Tenon, universal pull, to suck him to his side. Rinnegan is so convenient. QB 9 tails next to him couldn't help sighing when he saw this scene. Chen smiled, and then said, I will use Rinnegan's hypnotic effect to hypnotize Otsutsuki Jungyu, and get the information out of his mouth. Under normal circumstances, it would be difficult for Chen to use Rinnegan to control Otsutsuki Jungyu, but now it is completely different. After all, Otsutsuki Jungyu is strong, but at this time, the chakra is close to exhaustion, and it is not Chen's opponent at all, and it is destined to be a cup. What's more, Chen also used the Kowloon lock seal on Otsutsuki Jungyu, and Otsutsuki Jungyu's strength has been greatly damaged, which is not a cause for concern. Chen Rinnegan took control of Otsutsuki Jungyu. The Byakugan who only saw Otsutsuki Jungyu was confused, looked at Chen blankly, and obeyed Chen's instructions. Chen smiled and said lightly, What's your name? Otsutsuki Jungyu. From where? On the moon. After asking several questions in a row, Otsutsuki Jungyu answered truthfully. It is certain that Otsutsuki Jungyu was indeed hypnotized by Rinnegan. At this time, Chen began to ask questions. How many tribes are there on the moon? This is also the topic Chen is most concerned about. The Otsutsuki clan on the moon are all descendants of Hamura, and there should be not many people, all of them are elites. A total of 12. How many strong people of your level are there? Chen asked again. If there are more strong men like Otsutsuki Jungyu, it will be very difficult, so Chen Kai asked. Only 2 people. Hearing this answer, Chen felt a little relieved in his heart. Only 2 people are acceptable. If there are too many people, it will be troublesome. Who is the other person? He is stronger than you. Chen asked. Hearing that Otsutsuki Jungyu said that he was the second master on the moon, Chen started to think, knowing that there must be a strong person above Otsutsuki Jungyu. The other person is named Otsutsuki Yuraku, who is a direct descendant of Hamura, the purest blood, a person from main clan above the moon. His talent and strength are above mine. Otsutsuki Jungyu said woodenly. Otsutsuki Yuluo. Chen remembered the name, narrowed his eyes slightly, his eyes moved slightly, and looked at QB 9 tails. QB 9 tails murmured, Is there actually someone above the moon? Really, I didn't expect it. QB 9 tails wagged his big tail, a little unhappy. Some reason, QB 9 tails doesn't like the rest of the Otsutsuki clan, except for the 6 Paths Immortals, almost no one of the Otsutsuki clan. Chen continued to ask, From this world, how can we reach the moon? Above the moon, in the Hokage world is a mysterious and unknown place. Chen is naturally very interested in it, and also asked gently. If you want to get to the moon, there is a way. Otsutsuki Jungyu told Chen everything. Chen wrote it down one by one, and QB 9 tails next to him also pricked up his ears and listened. Last question, do the Otsutsuki clan on the moon have Tenseigan? Chen asked. Tenseigan. This is an eye on the same level as Rinnegan, and Tenseigan's destructive power is extremely strong. According to Chen's understanding, the golden reincarnation explosion in the original book even directly broke the moon. Of attack power alone, it may even be the power of the number 1 ranked in the Hokage world. Ling Chen is very afraid. If someone on the moon has a Tenseigan, That's really troublesome. Not yet, but Yuluo is very interested in Tenseigan. He is the purest blood of the Hamura family, the future hope of the Otsutsuki family, and the patriarch of the Otsutsuki family on the moon, the youngest genius. Otsutsuki Jungyu Road. Oh. Chen narrowed his eyes. Yuluo brought the moon closer to the earth this time, firstly to find the whereabouts of Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, and secondly to find the opportunity for Tenseigan to open his eyes. Otsutsuki Jungyu Road. Hearing this, Chen finally frowned. Sure enough, the Otsutsuki clan on the moon finally noticed that they had already set their sights on Tenseigan. This was to make Tenseigan open his eyes and squinted his eyes, showing a somewhat surprised look in their eyes. 486 Tenseigan. It seems that the people of the Otsutsuki clan have begun to set their sights on Tenseigan. Tenseigan sure is, I guessed it. Chen has long guessed that the purpose of the Otsutsuki family this time is definitely not as simple as taking back Geto Mazo, demonic statue of the outer path, but the more important purpose is Tenseigan. Tenseigan. The mysterious eyes that are said to be comparable to Rinnegan, even in terms of attack power, may still be higher than Rinnegan. Boy, what the hell is this Tenseigan? QB Ninetales couldn't help asking when she saw Chen's fearful expression. Chen smiled and said, "You can split the eyes of the moon. Cut the moon and lie." But seeing a flash of shock in QB Ninetales' eyes, he was completely taken aback. The eyes that are enough to split the moon? What kind of eyes are QB Ninetales? Can't believe it at all. If it is true as Chen said, then the power of this Tenseigan is too strong to look directly at it. That's fine. Maybe I can take the opportunity to get Tenseigan. A smile on the corner of Chen's mouth, and he muttered to himself. If the Otsutsuki clan wants Tenseigan, then they will definitely regard Tenseigan as their possession. Just in case they get Tenseigan, Chen can also get it. Chen thought for a while, his eyes moved slightly. There are only two ways to get Tenseigan. This one is fused with a lot of Byakugan, and the other is evolved by Byakugan who robbed the Hyuga main clan of the Otsutsuki clan. Either way, Byakugan is needed. Byakugan of main clan of the Hyuga family. Chen narrowed his eyes and said in a low voice, "It seems that I will monitor the situation of Hyuga main clan during this period of time, in case anything goes wrong." Hyuga family. QB Ninetales glanced at Chen and said, "It's actually the Hyuga clan of Konoha." Chen nodded slightly. "Chen Dao, QB Ninetales, I may need your help after this. I need you to help me to deal with the Otsutsuki clan on the moon." Chen looked at QB Ninetales sincerely, and looked at QB Ninetales. Only to see QB Ninetales snort lightly, stretch out his claws, and the huge claws are facing Chen, making Chen a little confused about what this means. "This is 5. QB Ninetales swiped 9 huge tails and snorted softly, like a tsunere. Chen was speechless for a while, but also felt strange. High 5, interesting. Of course Chen's palm is not as huge as QB Ninetales' palm, but Chen Ju patted QB Ninetales' paw very forcefully, revealing a smile. "It doesn't seem too bad to be able to fight side by side with me. Chen wants to deal with the Otsutsuki clan, and there are masters who can deal with the Otsutsuki clan, such as members of Akatsuki. However, Akatsuki's members are good at dealing with ordinary Otsutsuki clan members, but it is still a bit empty to really face the masters of Otsutsuki Jungyu's level. So currently only QB Ninetales can help." Chen smiled, but when he saw QB Ninetales swiping his tail, he also looked at Chen burningly, and snorted, "Don't worry, the Otsutsuki clan will definitely not be rivals." After getting along with Chen, QB Ninetales found that Chen was really good to him, and gave him freedom to the greatest extent possible, and most importantly, QB Ninetales could feel that Chen had no malicious intent towards him. So QB Ninetales quickly became close to Chen. In the heart of QB Ninetales more and more identified with Chen. In fact, the tailed beasts are much easier to get along with than humans, but the tailed beasts are relatively irritable, but once they get their approval, they will have an advantage and even be more intimate than humans. Such as Killer Bee and Eight Tails in the original book. QB, Nine Tails, and Chen also have a bit of meaning now. QB, Nine Tails, recognizes Chen more and more, swiping his tail and saying, "When you need me, just say hello." "Well, I see, thanks, Kurama." "Huh." I saw that QB, Nine Tails, raised his head again, raised his head high, and looked arrogant. This state made Chen do a little speechless. QB, Nine Tails, this guy is really Tsunere. The next time, Tatsu dispatched Kaku, 2, Sasori, and Konan to Konoha, lurking around Hyuga's house, to investigate the condition of the Hyuga clan. According to Chen's guess, this time the Hyuga clan must have been targeted by the Otsutsuki clan on the moon, especially the main clan of the Hyuga clan. Because if you want a Tenseigan, you must be a Byakugan from the main clan bloodline of the Hyuga clan. This is very clear and understandable. Why Chinsai sent the 3 Konan 3 to guard the main clan of the Hyuga clan day and night. If there is a situation, report it at any time. At the same time, let the 3 Konan 3 try not to disturb anyone in the Hyuga clan. Otsutsuki. Chen whispered to himself, feeling a burst of invisible pressure. Even the Otsutsuki clan on the moon have come to Earth, and there is another power in the current ninja world, especially this power can contain Chen, which is not easy to handle. Mountain does not allow 2 tigers. Chen deeply understands this truth, and also wants to remove the Otsutsuki clan on the moon, lest the Otsutsuki clan be so annoying. Thinking of this, Chen's heart moved even more, as if he already had some calculations. Chen was surprised by the appearance of the Otsutsuki clan, but gradually began to make adequate preparations, waiting for the arrival of the Otsutsuki clan. Chen himself knew very well that the previous Otsutsuki Jungyu was really just an appetizer. In addition, Chen has another purpose, and that is to get Tenseigan. Tenseigan, this eye of the same level as Rinnegan, is also the Tenseigan owned by Kagaya Haim. Chen is very curious about the power of this Tenseigan, and is also looking forward to it, so he has an idea. If you can get Tenseigan to study, that would be a great thing. Chen gradually fell into contemplation, standing on the high tower in the country of rain, and felt this sense of urgency that the mountains and the rain were about to come. The Otsutsuki family, I really want to see how powerful the Otsutsuki family is. Chen murmured to himself, and his heart was also full of confidence. More. 487 Art is a blast. Chen stood on the high tower of the Land of Rain, overlooking the entire city of the Land of Rain, and looking at the bustling crowd below. There was a hint of relief in his heart. The development of the Rain country has been very good over the years, and the people of the Rain country are also living and working in peace and contentment, at least a little bit better than the Hanzo period. Chen is very satisfied with this. Between Chen and Otsutsuki Jungyu made many people in the Land of Rain think that natural disasters such as landslides and tsunamis were coming. Chen's eyes are far away, looking at the scenery of the Land of Rain. Looks like there will be an interesting guy in Akatsuki next. Chen seemed to remember something, and the corner of his mouth smiled slightly, revealing a satisfied smile. Next, the Land of Rain will indeed have a special person joining Akatsuki. Deidara. Tatsu has ordered Uchiha Itachi and Onito bring Deidara to join Akatsuki. I believe there will be news soon in this period of time. Chen still absolutely trusts Uchiha Itachi's strength. In Chen's view, this is indeed a subordinate worthy of his trust, especially in terms of ability. Uchiha Itachi and Oni Shark personally dispatched, and naturally they will not return empty-handed. Iwagakure village, a land of earth thousands of miles away. In a dilapidated temple. Statues of gods around, and there are other things that are unclear, as if they are offering some gods. And a yellow-haired boy was holding white clay in his hand, playing with it constantly, and looking excited. Deidara. Deidara was 16 at this time, later than Akatsuki was added in the original book, and Itachi was 17 at this time. Deidara is constantly using the white blasting clay, making all kinds of animals, models and other things, and he is full of enthusiasm and enthusiasm. Sure enough, art is explosion, my ability is perfect. Didera grabbed the blasting clay in her hands, made models one by one, and muttered to herself. Over the years, Didera has been a saboteur. He buried explosive clay all over the land, and at the same time used it to create one explosion after another. In the village of Iwagakure, Didera has become synonymous with saboteurs. Didera has been taught by 3 generations of Tsuchikage, and has a very high talent. He can create all kinds of detonating clay at a young age, and using it properly, the 3-generation Tsuchikage 2-day scale Onoki has a headache and is very helpless to his own disciple. On the one hand, he likes his talent, on the other hand, he destroys it. However, Didera really likes to be funny, which makes the 2 days so anxious, and even said that if Didera dares to destroy again, he will be expelled from the land of the earth and drive him away. Didera doesn't care about this, and is still keen to study clay. Or I could make an oversized bomb out of detonating clay, then fuse the bomb into the air, turn it into tiny objects, and create an explosion. Didera was studying with great interest, when she heard footsteps coming from outside the broken temple. Footsteps. Immediately afterwards, 2 mysterious people dressed in Yuhi cloud clothes with a black background appeared in front of Didera. The 2 people, they are very handsome, but their appearance is mysterious, and their eyes are full of blood Yuhi. The other one had pale blue skin and looked similar to a murloc, which completely shocked Didera, not understanding the origin of the 2. But Didera knows that these 2 people are very strong. Didera can sense the other's chakra, and a bit of jealousy rises in her heart. That's right, Didera, we want to invite you to join Akatsuki. Uchiha Itachi looked at Didera and said softly. Invite me to join Akatsuki? What Akatsuki? I'm not interested, please don't disturb my research on art. Didera snorted coldly and said disdainfully. Didera was dismissive of an invitation to join Akatsuki. Art? You actually call this clay art? The ghost shark grinned, also disdainfully. From the ghost shark's point of view, this is purely vexatious. You dare to insult my art? Damn. Didera immediately became furious. He could tolerate anyone saying anything, but he absolutely did not allow contempt and disregard for his art, and immediately looked at the ghost shark and Uchiha Itachi with cold eyes. Uchiha Itachi showed a faint smile. If art is like this, then I will compare with you. If you lose, you will join Akatsuki. I don't have any interest in your Broken 5 organization, but if you want to challenge me, I can reluctantly agree, and this uncle will be merciful, so that you can see my art. Didera said slightly smugly. Uchiha Itachi steps forward and starts hands with Didera. 10 minutes later. The test is over. Didera looked at his hands in disbelief, and looked at Uchiha Itachi in astonishment, with an incredible look in his eyes, full of shock. How could this be like this? Didera lost. Lost to Uchiha Itachi's demonic illusion. Didera was completely shocked, and it was the first time that the ghost shark next to him had partnered with Uchiha Itachi, and he was also terrified. He secretly thought that he would choose Uchiha Itachi as the temporary leader of Akatsuki. It turns out that this person is so strong. The power of demonic illusion, even he looked a little dreadful. If a single player is against such a demonic illusion, it is definitely in great danger. The level of this demonic illusion is so amazing that the ghosts are shocked, and they can't help thinking in their hearts, even Uchiha Itachi's demonic illusion is so strong. Then, how strong Chen, who once cracked Uchiha Itachi's demonic illusion, would think of this, and Demon Shark's heart shuddered a bit. You lose, according to the agreement, join as Akatsuki. Uchiha Itachi said lightly. Didera was silent for a while, and finally nodded slowly. Akatsuki has one more member. 488 Didera who scare the piss. A few days later. Didera has returned to the land of rain with Uchiha Itachi and Oni. Along the way, Didera was in a state of confusion. There was only one thought in his mind. His ninjutsu was actually cracked. His ninjutsu, his proud art, was cracked, which made Didera's mind a blank, completely shocked, revealing deep consternation. Didera's strength is extraordinary, and he is also a direct disciple of 3 generations of Tsuchikage. In Didera's eyes, his art is absolutely perfect and flawless, but it was easily cracked by Uchiha Itachi in front of him, which completely shocked Didera. Didera looked at Uchiha Itachi, the corners of his mouth twitched slightly, and a look of unwillingness flashed in his eyes. Didera is really not reconciled. Regardless of. In any way, he is about the same age as Uchiha Itachi, and he is the 3rd generation Tsuchikage who taught ninjutsu personally. He thinks that he should be stronger than Uchiha Itachi, but the outcome when he really faces Uchiha Itachi is completely opposite. Will be defeated by Uchiha Itachi. Thinking of this, Didera's heart seems to be on fire. Didera was silent, her expression no longer speaking. But then, Didera followed Uchiha Itachi to the country of rain, and seeing the situation in the country of rain made Didera even more shocked. When Didera knew that the whole country of rain belonged to Akatsuki, she was completely stunned, and she was very curious about who had such a great deal to become the leader of Akatsuki and hold the whole country of rain in her arms. Didera became more and more curious. The more she came into contact with Akatsuki, the more mysterious and shocking she felt, and the more curious she was about Akatsuki's leader. What kind of existence is this legendary Akatsuki? Didera is looking forward to seeing the Akatsuki leader next time. Even Uchiha Itachi is so strong, so the legendary Akatsuki leader finally reached the Tower of the Rain Country. In a daze, Didera only heard Uchiha Itachi say indifferently, "Here it is." Didera frowned. What he hated the most was the indifferent tone of Uchiha Itachi, but at this time people were under the eaves, and Didera could only obey. Soon, Didera passed through the tower and entered the tower, only to see layers of defenses outside, and saw many powerful ninjas, which made Didera even more shocked. The strength of this country of rain is comparable to that of the 5 major countries. Ah, it has developed secretly. There are so many powerful ninjas in the country of rain in recent years. The country of rain is quite mysterious. The intelligence and news of the country. It seems that this is the case now. Thinking of this, Didera's heart moved slightly, and he felt even more mysterious. Soon, Didera met the leader of the rain. "You are back, Itachi, Ghost Shark." Only a calm and indifferent voice was heard. The voice was very young, and Didera's whole body was shaken, and she raised her head sharply. I saw was a handsome man appearing in front of him. This man had a mysterious aura. His eyes swept away slightly, and he focused on Didera's body. Dara felt a little stunned, and secretly said that he was very young. This person is so young, and he looks completely mysterious, and he has a completely different temperament, mysterious and unusual. His breath is perfect, his appearance is handsome, and he is almost the type that leaves a deep impression on people when they see him. Didera took a few glances and felt that it was really special. Such people seem to be born leaders. What Didera didn't know was that after Chen's strength was close to 6 paths and Rinnegan was turned on, he had a strange and mysterious aura on his body. No one dared to approach Chen. Didera was almost taken aback. Didera. Chen looked at Didera, the corners of his mouth curled up. "Very good, you are welcome to join." Didera glanced at Chen. He originally had some resistance to joining Akatsuki, and didn't really want to join Akatsuki, but when Chen said that, he felt an irresistible feeling in his heart. "You." Didera looked at Chen and opened his mouth. He wanted to defend or resist, but he saw Chen's eyes. Purple Rinnegan. Mysterious ripples. Tomo's shape, mysterious and supreme. Moment these eyes looked at Didera, Didera only felt as if she had fallen into a dream-like illusion, and felt a burst of pressure in an instant, and couldn't help but took 3 steps back, feeling like she was living in a ghost. She looked at Chen in amazement. Didera felt that Chen seemed to know his thoughts, which made him unable to resist at all, and the pair of purple Rinnegan swept over him, making him dare not speak anymore. You. Deidara moved her lips and looked at Shang Chen. Welcome to Akatsuki. Chen glanced at Deidara and said lightly, this time there was an unquestionable taste in his tone. Deidara knew that she had to join Akatsuki. The leader of Akatsuki was too deep and unfathomable. Those purple eyes looked like the legendary Rinnegan. Deidara felt that her back was soaked in cold sweat. There was also a cold sweat on his forehead, which was completely unexpected. Deidara could feel that if he dared to say no, he would definitely be disgusted by the person in front of him, and he might die here. Got it. Very good. Chen glanced at Deidara with satisfaction. If Deidara dared to refuse, Chen wouldn't mind taking a lesson and beating him. Seeing Chen say these words, Deidara breathed a sigh of relief. Knowing that Chen was over, she wiped the sweat from her head, feeling as if she had experienced a battle. In front of me is 10 times more terrifying than that. Uchiha Itachi. 489 Hinata was captured. Chen glanced at Deidara lightly, and said softly, since I'm here, it's my own, and I won't treat you badly. But if there is dissent, then be prepared to go to hell. When he heard the word, hell, Chen deliberately poured a trace of chakra into his voice, and excited this trace of chakra into the demonic illusion of the sound state. An instant, Deidara seemed to see a sea of swords and flames in front of him, completely in the state of demonic illusion. A terrifying feeling lingered throughout his body, and even made him feel slightly numb, feeling a terrifying feeling. This is demonic illusion, but when did he send out demonic illusion? It must be when he spoke. How is this possible? Deidara's heart was almost in his throat, and he was completely shocked. He never thought that Chen's strength could reach such a terrifying level. This strength was completely shocking to Deidara, and he never expected Chen's strength to reach such a level. Demonic illusion can be released just by the sound. I don't know how many times stronger than that guy named Uchiha Itachi. How can there be such a terrifying existence in the ninja world? Who is he? The famous names in the ninja world. I thought about them all, but I found that there was always no clue, and I couldn't help sighing. Chen seemed to see through Deidara's thoughts, and said lightly, my name is Uchiha Chen, maybe you have heard of it. Uchiha Chen. These 4 words were like a big mountain, and instantly pressed heavily on Deidara's heart. Feeling a terrifying pressure, Deidara finally knew who the person in front of her was. The Legend of the Stars, the strongest genius of the Uchiha family in the legend, became famous in the Second Ninja War, galloped in 3 battles, and finally defected from Konoha, a mysterious man. The old man of the 3rd generation Tsuchikage mentioned his name with a look of fear and hatred, but there was nothing he could do. It is said that back then, he broke through the allied army of more than 10,000 ninjas in the land with the power of one person, and his strength is beyond doubt. It was a legend many years ago. It's just that Deidara is slightly puzzled. This Uchiha Chen looks really young, and his appearance is not much different from his age, so mysterious and unpredictable, it's really scary. Deidara was still in shock, but Chen glanced at Deidara lightly and said, you all go down, pay more attention to Konoha's news recently. It is very likely that we are going to face a war. Deidara, you will not be able to do anything until then. Yes. Deidara nodded quickly. He didn't dare to make trouble now. Chen is waiting for the movement of the Otsutsuki clan on the moon, and Shilin is dealing with some affairs of Akatsuki. Night. Chen was with Makoto and Kushina. Both of them were leaning against him. Kushina noticed Chen's dazed look and asked curiously, what are you doing? The future pattern of the ninja world. Chen smiled. The Otsutsuki clan actually appeared. This is a situation that I didn't expect before. It seems that I have to speed up my progress. Speed up what you plan to do? Kushina wondered. Chen smiled slightly and said, the current pattern of the ninja world should also change. There is no problem with Kurigakure village. I have to take action in the remaining Konoha village and other villages. Chen actually has his own layout, but this layout was broken before, and now it is just starting again. Resolving the matter of the Otsutsuki clan, Chen decided to act. You always think so much. Kushina looked at Chen Dao with a bit of distress. Chen smiled, squeezed Kushina's face, and said, "Don't worry, I'm measured, I will master everything, leave it all to me, you can wait in peace." "Well, as long as you are good, we are enough. You must be ambitious and have nothing to do." Hearing Chen say that, Makoto next to him also whispered. The next day, Chen felt refreshed. On the high tower in the land of rain, Chen felt a trace of chakra fluctuations. This chakra was very familiar and belonged to Conan. Chen narrowed his eyes, but saw countless pieces of paper flying and circling in the sky. These pieces of paper lingered everywhere, and in an instant, they formed Conan's graceful figure. Conan looked a little pale at this time, his face was as white as paper, as if he was injured, and whispered, "Brother Chen, what's wrong?" Chen moved to Conan's side in an instant. A Yangdun energy poured into Conan's body, giving Conan endless vitality and soothing Conan's injuries. Immediately, Conan gradually regained Yuhi's dizziness on his cheeks and looked at Chen gently. Conan said, Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi were taken away by a Otsutsuki clan. The Hyuga family resisted, but all failed. Me, Kaku, Tu and Sasori wanted to protect Hyuga Hinata, but they were also defeated by that man. Now Kaku, Tu and Sasori were both seriously injured. My injuries were relatively minor at the time, so I came back to report the situation to you," Conan said. Chen narrowed his eyes. The Otsutsuki clan really acted. And Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi were also kidnapped. This rhythm is a bit similar to the plot of the movie in the original novel. It seems that the Byakugan of Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi are the purest, so they are targeted by the Otsutsuki clan. Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi were kidnapped, people of the Otsutsuki clan, really? Chen narrowed his eyes, a cold light flashed in his eyes. Ask for a reward. 490 Kill the moon. Hearing the news that Hinata was kidnapped, Chen squinted his eyes, a cold glow flashed in his eyes, and said lightly, Conan, notify all members of Akatsuki, all take action, all members have a mission. All missions. This was the first time Chen had assigned this kind of mission. In the past, with Akatsuki's strength, only 1 or 2 people dispatched was enough to ensure the success of the mission. This was the first time. Actions of the whole team are enough to show that Chen attaches great importance to the Otsutsuki family on the moon. The masters of the Otsutsuki clan are like clouds. According to the information of Otsutsuki Junyu, there are more than a dozen ordinary people of the Otsutsuki clan on the moon. Most of them are above cage level strength, and there is one person who is stronger than Otsutsuki Junyu. Named Otsutsuki Yuraku, he is definitely a master. Chen narrowed his eyes, and after getting the news, Chen became even more vigilant. The Otsutsuki clan is very strong, there is no doubt about this, so Chen intends to take the Akatsuki members to kill the moon together. After all, there are many ordinary people of the Otsutsuki clan on the moon. Chen met Otsutsuki Yuraku, and as for the other members of Akatsuki, they were handed over to the members of Akatsuki to deal with. Yes. When Conan heard what Chen said, he nodded slightly and said, well, I know, I'll go and inform others immediately. Okay, I'll go to Konoha first to see what's going on. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. Chen Dao, Sasori and Kokaku at this time, both are still in Konoha, but the 2 have been injured, so Chen plans to go to Konoha. Yes. Chen's figure flashed and disappeared. Conan saw Chen's disappearing figure, until Chen's figure completely disappeared and left, and then went to inform the other members of Akatsuki. Chen traveled all the way, using Rinnegan's space teleportation, and soon reached Konoha. Konoha. At this time, Konoha has become a mess. Because of the famous Konoha family, the 2 princesses of the current Hyuga clan chief, Hyuga Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi, were kidnapped. The whole Konoha was in a panic, and the 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen also specially sent a team to the front. tried to search, but always found nothing. Chen looked in his eyes and was very disdainful of Konoha's group of people who were like headless flies. Chen moved, and in a blink of an eye, he found Sasori and Konoha according to chakra. Sasori and Kokaku, both were hiding in a cave outside Konoha village at this time, and Chen found them based on chakra's breath. I only saw Sasori and Kokaku do at this time, and they were really in a state of embarrassment. Sasori and Kokaku looked like they had never seen before. Sasori's puppet Hiryu was completely broken at this time, and Sasori's body was exposed. There was a hint of panic in his eyes. And Du's heart was broken 3 times. Fortunately, this guy has stored a lot of hearts, so it's not a big problem. Kokaku, too, and Sasori's eyes lit up when they saw Tatsu's arrival. Adult. Kokaku, too, and Sasori were overjoyed when they saw Tatsu's arrival. Kokaku, both, and Sasori looked at Tatsuya with hope. Chen said lightly, "Why are you two so embarrassed?" "We." Both too, and Sasori looked at Chen with a bitter look on their faces. They also knew how miserable they were, so they said something painful and looked at Chen with a sigh. Chen glanced at the two of them, and said lightly, "Well, it seems that Otsutsuki Yuluo's strength is beyond your imagination." "Yes." Both nodded with Sasori. Sasori was a little unwilling in his eyes, and a little frightened. His control over the puppet technique is far superior to mine, and the puppet production is really exquisite. I really can't imagine it. How could this exist? Otsutsuki Hamura Grandmaster Puppet Technique can be called the originator of puppet technique. It is normal to make Sasori so surprised and stunned. Chen can understand this feeling very well. "No need to say more, I'll heal you first," Chen said lightly. At the same time, he saw a Yangdun force entering Du's body. Said to heal the wounds of the two of them, but in fact it was just a role. They were all alone, because Sasori had already transformed himself into a puppet. He just needed to replace it, remove the parts, and it was as good as ever. "My lord, that Otsutsuki Yuluo is very strong. This time it was only him. We couldn't deal with it. We felt a great burden," Sasori whispered. "Well, I see." Chen nodded noncommittally and nodded slightly. "This time I have a measure, you can act with me," Chen said lightly, and glanced at Sasori and Kokaku, both. Sasori and Kokaku both nodded immediately, daring not to say anything else, and obeyed Chen's words obediently. Chen smiled and said, "Let's go. The Hyuga clan is really disappointing now. It's not as good as the Otsutsuki clan on the moon. This Konoha has nothing to treat." The Hyuga clan is actually a branch of the Otsutsuki Hamura clan. At the beginning of the Otsutsuki Hamura clan, some people stayed on the moon, and some went to the earth to become the Hyuga clan today. Otsutsuki clan on the moon are still strong, and the Hyuga clan now seems to be the strongest clan in Konoha, but they are really weak in comparison. Stay in Konoha, but took the horn, Tu and Sasori back to the country of rain, gathered all the members of Akatsuki, and gathered together in the country of rain. Chen left the second and third elders of the Uchiha clan to preside over the affairs of the Kingdom of Rain, and then took all the remaining Akatsuki members to start action. "This time our goal is to kill the moon," Chen said lightly, and looked at everyone at the same time and said, "You all follow me, everyone is ready, go together." "Yes." Chen did not bring QB Ninetails with him, because QB Ninetails could channel out at any time. Under such circumstances, all Akatsuki members acted, and everyone followed Tatsu's footsteps and quickly approached the road to the moon. Chen Zhao interrogated the path from Otsutsuki Jungyu's mouth, and at this time led the crowd forward. 491 The Puppet Army. Tatsuki takes Akatsuki's entire crew out, and behind Tatsu are Uchiha Itachi, Oni, Sasori, Kaku, Tu, Konan, Deidara, Obito, and Nagato. This lineup, even in the ninja world, can be called gorgeous. This is definitely the top group of masters in the ninja world. These masters all obey Chen, and respect Chen respectfully. Being able to command such a group of masters, Chen was also somewhat satisfied. Everyone in Akatsuki looked at Tatsu, waiting for the battle to come. Chen alone flew at the front, and the rest followed behind Chen. Chen used his space ability to move suddenly, and sense the aura of the surrounding things. There is a light Izumi under the waterfall ahead, that is the gate to the moon, everyone be careful. Chen said lightly. Yes. Everyone listened to Chen's words. Chen smiled faintly, and in a flash, he approached the waterfall. The waterfall was rumbling constantly, the sound was endless, and the huge sound rumbled and trembled. It's here. Chen said lightly. Everyone looked at the waterfall in front of them. The waterfall was magnificent, full of heights, hundreds of meters, wide and majestic, very magical. Waterfalls are in a row, and the sound of running water is rumbling continuously. This spectacular scene falls in the eyes of everyone, making them all a little amazed. Chen took the lead and moved into the waterfall. Sure enough, I saw a hole at the bottom of the waterfall. In the hole was a mouth of fluorescent Izumi water. Izumi water was mysterious and unpredictable, and I didn't know what it was, let alone where it led. The mysterious atmosphere, the unpredictable Izumi water, is truly eye-catching. Everyone stood behind Chen. Chen said, "Be careful, there is a magic formation in this Izumi water, which can easily disturb the ninja's chakra, and make people unconsciously recall the past." Hearing Chen's words, everyone was slightly startled. They didn't expect this Izumi water to have such an effect. It seems that there are indeed many wonders in this world. Don't fall into the bubbles of the Izumi water, swim straight ahead, and everyone follows me. Chen rode. Yes. Conan is close to Chen and the closest to Chen. And Chen also took special care of Conan, hugged Conan's waist directly, and entered the Izumi water in an instant. Everyone was stunned. They didn't expect Chen to enter the Izumi water so quickly, and they had to keep up, closely following Chen's back. Chen took Conan into the Izumi water, dodging the huge bubbles in the Izumi water. The bubbles in the Izumi water are the size of several people, and they can directly put people in it. Once they are hit, it is a demonic illusion, and it is difficult to wake up. Finally, everyone followed Chen to break through the Izumi water. In the deepest part of the water, everyone walked along the channel of the Izumi water, and soon reached the center of the Izumi water. Soon, everyone rushed through the Izumi water. Beyond the Izumi water is another world. Eyes are suddenly open, the land is flat, and the vastness is boundless, like another world. Chen here. Inside, his eyes moved slightly, and he said in a low voice, "It's here." Ah. Conan, who was beside him, was puzzled, looked at Chen curiously, and said unexpectedly, "What's up?" "Here, we're on the moon now." Chen rode. Conan couldn't help but stunned. So soon. Conan was completely amazed. The distance between the moon and the earth is just a light Izumi. Yinan smiled and nodded. Well, it's already there. Soon as the words fell, Chen pointed to a direction for Conan to see. Conan saw the appearance and outline of the Hokage world from a distance, clearly visible in another world. It's true. Conan couldn't help but sigh at the magic in it, completely surprised and stunned. Others arrived one after another, and at this moment, they felt absurdity, to have arrived on the moon so quickly, but the fact was in front of them, and they could not believe it. Was a faint smile on the corner of Chen's mouth, and he said softly, "This moon is full of mystery, it is a legendary place, and it is a big secret related to the ninja world. You have to be extra careful here." Well. Everyone was photographed by this scene, and of course they nodded. Spirituality, EPUB, 9 Tails. Soon as Chen's voice fell, he changed hands and channeled EPUB, 9 Tails. I only saw EPUB, 9 Tails appearing on the moon. The height, the body of several hundred meters, and the fiery yuhi-colored fur was particularly eye-catching. Chen smiled lightly, and patted EPUB, 9 Tails back. Chen. EPUB, 9 Tails, shook his tail and said, "You actually reached the moon, and you channeled me out. Sure enough, you still have to rely on my strength. Cough cough. Tsunere was speechless about Kyubi, Ninetales' confidence, but this time he really wanted to trouble Kyubi, Ninetales. Thinking of this, Chenben said, Kurama, help me perceive the situation around us, we may have to face people from the Otsutsuki clan in a while. Chen had some guesses and said lightly. After all, Chen just channeled Kyubi, Ninetales, such a large coordinate, I don't believe that the people of the Otsutsuki clan could not perceive it. Sure enough. Soon there was movement. I only saw a burst of dense voices coming from around, as if there were hundreds of people. Chen narrowed his eyes, and everyone's expressions changed. It mean that the Otsutsuki clan only had a dozen people in total, how could there be so many dense voices? But Chen seemed to understand, and narrowed his eyes slightly. It finally appeared, it seems that it is the puppet army of the Otsutsuki clan, everyone get ready to attack. Puppet army. As soon as Chen's voice fell, he saw the surrounding crowds like a tide, and countless puppet army came. Were dispatched, at least thousands of puppets appeared in front of them. Of countless puppets is astounding, the number is really too large, and everyone's scalp is numb when they see it. However, Chen narrowed his eyes, not at all afraid. More. 492 Evolution 6 Tomo Rinnegan, S opportunity. There are thousands of puppet army rushing up. The most special thing about these puppets is that there is no chakra thread manipulation on these puppets. This discovery is simply amazing, especially Sasori, who can't help but be speechless. Immerse yourself in shock. The use of this puppet technique completely opened the door to a new world for Sasori. Chen watched the arrival of these puppet army, his eyes narrowed slightly, but he heard Kyubi, Ninetales, snort softly. Chen, leave it to me, I will kill all these puppets, I will use Tailed Beast Bomb. Chen smiled and said, don't be so troublesome, leave it to me to handle it, your Tailed Beast Bomb is too noisy, I'll handle it. Of puppet armies have already surrounded the crowd at this time, and these puppet armies have shown exceptionally powerful strength. I know, I'll leave it to you. Kyubi, Ninetales, tilted his head to see what Chen was going to do. You all spread out, the farther away the better. Chen said lightly. Everyone looked at each other, and all retreated according to the words. I only saw that these thousands of puppet army came towards Chen, surrounded Chen in a circle, and even rushed up directly. Chen just waited for this moment, he shouted, Super, Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign. I only saw a chakra emerge from Chen's body and swept in, like a violent storm, smashing all these puppets, and these thousands of puppets smashed into pieces. The power of the Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign was fully revealed, and these puppets were all shattered, one by one, and were almost shattered, showing how powerful the Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign was. What a strong Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign. This is completely different from my Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign. Nagato, who was on the side, was already surprised. He didn't expect that it was the same Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign, but the Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign that Chen used was completely different, and it was so strong. Of this Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign is truly extraordinary. Such a strong Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign. Nagato didn't know what to say anymore, and seeing Chen's indescribable expression, he couldn't help but be amazed. This is worthy of his teacher, the strength has always been so unexpected. Chen unleashed the Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, sign and took down thousands of puppets. Kyubi, Ninetales, on the side was stunned, and muttered, I also said that my tailed beast bomb is making a lot of noise. You are so small that you clearly want to show off yourself. Kyubi, Ninetales, was very dissatisfied, looked at Chen showing a little color, and hummed lightly. Chen saw Kyubi, Ninetales, like this, he also had a smile on his face, patted Kyubi, Ninetales, on the head and said, I just want to try the power of Rinnegan on the moon. Don't mind. Huh. Kyubi, Ninetales, hummed softly. Chen repeatedly comforted Kyubi, Ninetales, and Kyubi, Ninetales' complexion improved a lot. Chen. At this time, there was a sudden sound from Huzaichen's ring. It was the voice of the Six Paths Immortal. The Six Paths Immortal has not communicated with him for several days. To be precise, since Chen caught Otsutsuki Jungyu, the Six Paths Immortal never spoke to Chen again. Chen also understands the embarrassment of the Six Paths Immortals. After all, the Otsutsuki clan on the moon are descendants of his brother Otsutsuki Hamura, and they are strictly his clan, so the old Six Paths does not know how to face Chen. On the one hand it is the clan, and on the other hand it is the disciple. The palms of the hands and the backs of the hands are full of meat, so the old man Six Paths simply kept silent and chose not to help each other. But now the Six Paths Immortal suddenly reacted, which brought a smile to the corner of Chen's mouth. "What's the matter, old man?" Chen asked. Six Paths Immortal said, "I can feel that your strength has a chance to break through this time. Maybe you can make Rinnegan evolve again and reach 6 Tomo." 6 Tomo Rinnegan's heart moved. He didn't expect the old man Six Paths to say so it seems that this is great news. 6 Tomo Rinnegan, old man, are you sure? Chen couldn't help but asked curiously. Not that Chen is suspicious, but that this matter itself is too important. If he can get 6 Tomo Rinnegans, then Chen's strength will undoubtedly increase by leaps and bounds. At that time, he will definitely be a Six Paths level powerhouse, not even an ordinary Six Paths, level 1. After getting Rinnegan, Chen's strength is already equal to Uchiha Madara's strength, and even Yu Chen is even stronger. If he reaches 6 Tomo Rinnegan, Chen's strength will have a qualitative leap, and he will directly become the powerhouse of the Six Paths level. It is even stronger than the ordinary Six Paths level. For example, Uchiha Sasuke in the original book, this is the case. After Tomo Rinnegan and the Six Paths old man passed down the power of the shadows, the master at that time already had the power of Six Paths, even enough to join forces with Naruto and confront Kagaya. Hearing what the old man Six Paths said, his eyes also seemed to be able to evolve and become the 6th Tomo Rinnegan. Well, the evolution of Rinnegan also requires the intertwining of yin and yang, and it is necessary to use yin and yang to promote the evolution of the 6 Tomo Rinnegan. You are a 3 Tomo Rinnegan now. If you go a step further and become a 6 Tomo Rinnegan, you will need a lot of yin and yang escape power. Fortunately, the yin and yang escape power in your body is not weak. What you need now is an opportunity. So there's this opportunity on this moon. Chen moved in his heart. Well, when my brother Otsutsuki Hamura and I joined forces, we left 2 treasures here, each with the power of yin and yang. If you can find those 2 treasures and absorb yin and yang, I'm afraid it will be enough. Promotion reaches 6 eye-opening conditions for Tomo Rinnegan. Six Paths old man said. The 2 treasures represent the yin and yang escape treasures respectively. Chen's eyes moved, and his eyes instantly brightened. 493 Heim of Byakugan. Old man, where are those 2 yin and yang treasures? Chen couldn't help asking, and a trace of expectation and surprise flashed in his eyes. If you can have these 2 treasures and promote the evolution of Chen's Rinnegan, it is really a good thing. Thinking of this, Chen's heart was already full of expectations, and there was a slight smile on the corner of his mouth. Those 2 treasures. But he saw Immortal Six Paths looking at Shang Chen, showing a bit of reminiscence. I gave those 2 treasures to Hamura before, but now they are probably in Hamura's cemetery. So it is. Chen instantly understood. It appears to be in the cemetery of Otsutsuki Hamura. But where is the cemetery of Otsutsuki Hamura? The cemetery of Otsutsuki Hamura is one of the most heavily guarded places on the moon. If you want to find the cemetery of Otsutsuki Hamura, you must first pass the level of the Otsutsuki clan. Going around, do you still have to find Otsutsuki Yuraku? Chen narrowed his eyes. Even Hinata was kidnapped, this guy is really brave enough. Chen's eyes, Otsutsuki Yuluo, this name has betrayed the death penalty in Chen's heart. Otsutsuki Yuraku might have already obtained the Tenseigan at this time, but Chen was not afraid. After all, even the Tenseigan were only eyes of the same level as Rinnegan. Tenseigan and Rinnegan belong to the same level of eyes, In fact, there is no difference between them. Just that Tensagen's power is more inclined to attack, such as the two attacks of the Golden Wheel and the Silver Wheel, both of which are incomparably powerful. In particular, the power of the Golden Reincarnation explosion is enough to split the moon. However, although Tensagen is strong, it is only reflected in attack power. If you want to compare it, Tensagen can be said to be a typical high defense. In the theatrical version, it was singled out by a guy from Naruto. Chen's trump card at this time is really no less than Naruto, so he is not afraid. Let's go to the clan of the Otsutsuki clan on the moon, they should have found us, and act. Chen said lightly. Yes. Chen didn't intend to hide the movement, it was useless to hide. It is estimated that every move on the moon is under the control of the Otsutsuki clan. After so many years, the Otsutsuki clan must be very familiar with the moon, and every move on the moon should be escaped. But their eyes. Thinking of this, Chen simply gave up hiding and planned to enter directly. Everyone followed behind Chen, and with Chen, they all felt a great sense of security, and at the same time, they were also curious and enthusiastic. This is the existence of the Otsutsuki clan. When Chen Lai had already told everyone the general situation, everyone said that they were about to face the legendary Otsutsuki clan, and their eyes widened. Of course, looking forward to this moment. Otsutsuki clan. The legendary family. Hanabi is about to appear. Hey, he's such a stalking guy. He even chased after the moon. Did that trash Jungyu actually lose to him? Only saw a man of about 30 years old. Through a glass mirror, light ninjutsu, he clearly saw Chen and the others in his eyes. This man looks handsome, with a pair of eyes glowing with a faint white light. He is already a Tensagen. This man was Otsutsuki Yuraku. After Otsutsuki Yuluo kidnapped Hinata and Hyuga Hanabi, he took Hanabi's eyes and gave Hanabi's eyes to himself. With the power of Hyuga main clan's blood, he inspired Byakugan and made Byakugan evolve into Tensagen. After getting Tensagen, Otsutsuki Yuraku became stronger. Originally, he was only slightly stronger than Otsutsuki Jungyu, but now he is far above Jungyu. He looked at Chen and the others in the mirror, and watched Chen through the mirror, and his eyes flashed a little dignified. The legendary Rinnegan, the eyes of the master's reincarnation of life, actually appear on such a person. Really mysterious. I heard it's called Uchiha Chen, right, Miss Hinata? Hinata. Sure enough, I only saw Hinata beside Otsutsuki Yuraku. Hinata was 12 years old at this time. Hinata's eyes were still intact. When she saw Chen's arrival, there was a flash of joy in her eyes, and she was a little excited and worried. However, in the face of Otsutsuki Yuluo's words, Hinata firmly said, I believe that Brother Chen will definitely come to me. You will definitely not be able to win against him. Hinata has long known Chen's name, and Chen has seen Hinata more than once in the past few years. There is no doubt about Hinata's feelings for Chen. She looked at Chen with a trace of fluctuation in her eyes. Chen actually came to the moon, he must have come to save her. This made Hinata's eyes reveal a hint of deep joy. Is it? But seeing Otsutsuki Yuluo, he sneered, Miss Hinata, you can help me complete the evolution of Byakugan into Tensagen. I only need a pair of Byakugan from Hyuga main clan, but I caught you two sisters, do you know why? The reason is very simple. I deliberately led Uchiha Chen to the moon through you. Now that I have Tensagen, my strength is definitely above him. I will take this opportunity to kill him. From now on, I will look at the relationship between the moon and the earth. Up, I am the only one. A frenzy flashed in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes, and he said loudly. Hinata's color suddenly changed, and Wei Chen became even more worried. Seeing Hinata's ugly face, Otsutsuki Yuluo laughed and was even more proud. Byakugan's Heim, Hinata, just wait for this battle, I will send your lover to hell. One update, ask for all support. 494 All Akatsuki vs Otsutsuki clan. Above the moon. Chen and his group have gradually approached the boundary of the Otsutsuki clan. Chen seemed to know that Otsutsuki Yuluo was secretly monitoring everyone. A sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. He was upset, but he didn't speak, but he was getting closer and closer to the Otsutsuki clan. Boss, there are many mysterious places here. At this time, he saw the ghost sharks probing left and right. Shang Shanshan reminded, the buildings here seem to be in the style of ancient times, and there are many dead bones around. Ghost Shark said, there are indeed many dilapidated buildings around here, and there are dead bones everywhere. Chen nodded, stretched out his hand slightly, and saw that the dead man's bones turned into ashes, and were instantly blown away by the wind. Chen frowned and said, it is estimated that it is also left over from the ancient times. It will turn into ashes when touched, but it is just empty. It seems that there was a tragic war in the ancient times. Hearing Conan say, a faint light flashed in his eyes. Are these dead bones left by the Otsutsuki clan? Yes, indeed. Chen knew something. In ancient times, in the age of Six Paths Sage and Otsutsuki Hamura, Keigaya Haim, it must be Six Paths Sage and Otsutsuki Hamura, who gathered a large number of clansmen to join forces to deal with Keigaya Haim, and then sealed Keigaya Haim. And most of these dead bones were left over from that period. Accumulated for thousands of years, these dead bones are extremely terrifying. Chen smiled lightly, and there was a hint of coldness in his eyes. The peace that was created by the Six Paths Sage and Otsutsuki Hamura has been destroyed. Chen has no idea about peace and the like, just a little regret. The younger generation of the Otsutsuki clan is now in violation of the original idea of Otsutsuki Hamura and Six Paths Immortals. In ancient times, there was indeed a tragic battle on the moon, and the strength of both sides can be said to be godlike existences, so we will see this scene. Chen said lightly. Hearing Chen's words, everyone was stunned for a while. Listening to Chen's tone, it seemed that they knew everything about Otsutsuki on the moon. Everyone couldn't help but wonder. Would like to know the situation. Who knew that Chen did not say a word, no more words. Everyone's appetite was full, but they found that Chen didn't speak at all, and there was no other way, they could only look at Chen speechlessly. We're almost there, and the Otsutsuki clan must have already made preparations and want to welcome us. Chen smiled lightly and pointed to the front. Where? Everyone is stunned, the square is blank, there is clearly nothing. The distance is very desolate, and it is not the same as other places on the moon. A faint smile appeared on the corner of Chen's mouth. Formation ninjutsu. The spirit formation ninjutsu people were suddenly stunned and surprised. This spirit formation ninjutsu is too exaggerated. It can really be faked. The scene ahead looks no different from the ordinary environment. No one noticed the clue, but only Chen noticed the situation. Boundary. Ninjutsu, don't panic. In fact, this form of ninjutsu is easy to break. Chen smiled, narrowed his eyes slightly, and shouted, Jinten particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. Jinten particle style, split detachment of the primitive world technique. In the blink of an eye, Chen actually used Jinten particle style. As soon as she heard Jinten particle style, Didera was shocked and looked at Chen in disbelief, but she saw that Chen was already moving. A huge round Jinchuriki column body appeared. It was Jinten particle style. The light of Jinten particle style shows a transparent color, and the huge light covers the sky and the earth, only to see the power of Jinten particle style spread, forming a huge circular Jinchuriki column body. Round Jinchuriki column body is scattered and shiny, completely covering everything. Really Jinten particle style? How could he be Grandmaster Jinten particle style? Didera was completely stunned. Isn't Jinten particle style unique to the third generation Tsuchikage old man? There are still people who can master not only Didera, but also the new members of Akatsuki such as Oni Shark, including Uchiha Itachi. Thinking of Tatsuan Grandmaster Jinten particle style, this terrifying power is completely beyond the scope of ordinary ninjas. The light of Jinten particle style filled the sky and the earth, cracking the barrier ninjutsu in an instant. Immediately, the scene in front of him only changed, and there was a change. In front of me has undergone a surprising change. I only saw that in front of everyone, a huge castle in the sky appeared. This castle in the sky seemed to be suspended in mid-air. The air fortress is completely shocking. This fortress is just like a battleship in the sky, complex and delicate, and it has a Hiroshi atmosphere. This fort should be built by Otsutsuki Hamura. It is indeed a top puppet master, it is exquisite. Chen sighed in a low voice and shook his head slightly, feeling the ancient and mysterious atmosphere of the castle. After seeing this huge castle, everyone was stunned for a moment, and they were quite astonished. It's so spectacular, this castle in the sky. Conan also sighed with emotion. Everyone nodded in agreement. This magnificent aerial fortress left a mysterious and profound impression on each of them, which was indeed quite extraordinary. Uchiha-chan, welcome to the clan of the Otsutsuki clan. Accompanied by a plain voice, there was a hint of surprise in everyone's eyes, and they all retreated involuntarily. The owner of this voice actually knew where they were coming. A sneer appeared on the corner of Chen Qiu's mouth. Oh, the contemporary patriarch of the dignified Otsutsuki clan, Otsutsuki Yuluo, are you acting like this? As expected of Uchiha-chen, he already knew me. Well, let me see if your Rinnegan is stronger or my Tenseigan is stronger. Otsutsuki Yuraku's voice spread throughout the audience. But before that, let's see if you can pass the level of my clan. Otsutsuki Yuluo said lightly. Chen narrowed his eyes, it seemed that the battle had already begun. Akatsuki, all members of the Otsutsuki clan. 495 Tenseigan vs Rinnegan. As Otsutsuki Yuluo's voice fell, he heard a violent sound, and at the same time, countless puppets appeared around. These puppets, like the previous puppets, did not have any threads, and their power was also extraordinary. Thousands of puppets were rushing in, accompanied by the Otsutsuki clan. The members of the Otsutsuki clan were also among these puppet armies, rampant and strong. The powerful army of puppets rushed forward, bursting out with extremely strong power, and they saw these puppets and Otsutsuki's clansmen move together. There seemed to be a dozen or so of Otsutsuki's clansmen, all of which were full of the characteristics of the Otsutsuki clan, which made Chen slightly stunned. He opened his eyes, and there was a hint of indifference in his eyes. The strength of the Otsutsuki clan is very good, and their characteristics are obvious. All of them are fair-skinned, and they look quite conspicuous, especially some with long white hair, which fell into Chen's eyes. The Otsutsuki clan and Akatsuki finally meet each other. Damn, I really don't look down on people. Sasori roared angrily at this time, shouting loudly, Ninjutsu, red secret skills, 100 people perform. An instant, I saw hundreds of puppets appearing around Sasori. It is Sasori's ultimate art, performed by 100 people. If this ninjutsu is fully released by Sasori, it can easily destroy a country. Prove how powerful this ninjutsu is. At this time, the power of ninjutsu was fully revealed, and hundreds of puppets appeared. Sasori stood among these puppets, completely abandoned Fei Liuvu, and snorted coldly, "Don't underestimate the puppet master, no matter how strong your puppets are. So what, I will not lose to you." Sasori roared. The previous Sasori had been holding back his anger, although he knew that the other party's puppet technique was very strong, but Sasori was not reconciled, only to see Sasori burst out the power of this ninjutsu. A lot of peculiarity. The chakra lingers around Sasori, relying on this ninjutsu to fight against the puppets and clansmen of the Otsutsuki clan. Only Sasori, but other people also showed their great power. Akatsuki's members who are not arrogant and arrogant are also very strong, but they were always suppressed before, and now they are all bursting out. Susanoo. Uchiha Itachi is the second to show his strength. This is the first time Uchiha Itachi has used Susanoo with both eyes. I only saw that Uchiha Itachi's Susanoo is only half body at this time, and its power is also extraordinary. After all, it is Susanoo. Ghost Shark smiled coldly and said to himself, "Oh, so everyone has shown their abilities, I can't be underestimated." Sweden, water style, big water colliding wave. Ghost Shark created a large area of water, and his shark muscle sword was even more ready to move, and the Ghost Shark merged with the Ghost Shark. The Ghost Shark's powerful and graceful chakra ranks in the forefront of the Akatsuki members, which is very scary. Art is an explosion, and I want to show my art too. Deidara brought a lot of blasting clay and created a flying dragon that stood in midair. Corner, they all sneered. Using his own special technique directly, mysterious monsters with colored masks appeared beside him, representing the attributes of water, fire, wind, earth, and great chakra. Conan's whole body turned into pieces of paper, flying all over the sky, swept across the sky, and on top of the pieces of paper became a special detonating talisman that exploded everywhere, with a cold face. Both Obito and Nagato also show special abilities. Obito uses Mokuton, wood style, while Nagato manipulates Tenshinto pain, releasing Bansho Tenon, universal pull, and Shinra Tensai, almighty push, signs. In addition, Nagato at this time has developed the usage of Rinnegan's 6 paths, which greatly increases the power of Rinnegan. The 6 paths master each has 6 different powers, which is unusual. Everyone in Akatsuki has shown great strength. Everyone in Akatsuki is very strong, especially Nagato, Obito and Uchiha Itachi, who have shown great strength, which is amazing. This is what Akatsuki should be capable of. Chen narrowed his eyes, very satisfied. At this moment, Otsutsuki Yuluo, who has been observing Chen and others in the Sky Castle, has a faint haze in his eyes. There is actually a pair of Rinnegans. It's incredible that there are actually 2 pairs of Rinnegans here, and there are so many masters under Uchiha-chan. Compared to my Otsutsuki clan, I don't show much, and even faintly surpass. Who is he? Quote. Otsutsuki Yuluo was very shocked. He didn't expect Akatsuki's strength to be so powerful. Although he briefly fought against Sasori and Kakuro, at that time, the incident happened suddenly, and neither Kakuro and Sasori could do their best. And he was well prepared to solve the battle so quickly. But at this moment, Kaku, too, Sasori and the others all held their breaths in their hearts. They also had the pride of being masters, and they all showed great strength. In such a state, Akatsuki's people had the upper hand for a while, causing Otsutsuki Yuluo in the castle in the sky to feel a little bit of horror. Such power is indeed terrifying. Who would have thought that Chen's hands could actually hide such a force? This force is so terrifying, it can even rival the accumulation of the Otsutsuki clan over the years. With this thought in mind, a cold light flashed in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes. And Hinata was standing beside Otsutsuki Yuluo. Seeing this scene, Hinata's eyes showed a hint of joy. Hinata's eyes flashed with pride and joy. Brother Chen is really good. She knew that he would definitely come to save her. It seems that those trash can't stop Uchiha-chen, so let me do it myself. I want to try. How strong is Uchiha-chen? But seeing a flash of coldness in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes, he was finally ready to shoot. Otsutsuki Yuluo had been preparing for a long time this time, and planned to make a move. Instant, it has moved. 496. Who is the number 1 today? The members of Akatsuki are fighting with the Otsutsuki people and puppets. Chen and Otsutsuki Yuluo had a tacit understanding and didn't make a move. The two apparently had their own thoughts, and in fact, no matter what. Whether it is Chen or Otsutsuki Yuluo is very clear. The next final battle must be between them, and it is up to them to decide the outcome this time. Otsutsuki Featherfall. Chen narrowed his eyes, whispered a name, and then instilled a huge power in his voice, shouting loudly, "Otsutsuki Yuluo, get out of here. Get out." The 3 words hovered in the sky, causing everyone's expressions to change as they looked at Chen in astonishment. Kyubi Ninetails was waving his claws, but he was very excited, not to mention, Kyubi Ninetails is really a bit afraid of the world. Kyubi Ninetails also shouted, "Otsutsuki Yuluo, Get out of here. Chen, Hubie, Ninetails, these two guys who are afraid that the world will not be in chaos. As soon as they said these words, they felt a particularly depressing atmosphere in the castle in the distance. Otsutsuki Yuluo's face was ashen, and he snorted coldly, only to see 99 Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, suddenly appear behind Otsutsuki Yuluo. In front of Chen. Uchiha Chen. Otsutsuki Yuraku bit Kiba's teeth and looked at Chen coldly. Chen also finally saw what this Otsutsuki Yuluo looked like. I only saw that this Otsutsuki Yuluo was about 30 years old, and his appearance was very young, fair-skinned, and very handsome, but it was not Chen's handsome, but full of a feminine feeling. This Otsutsuki Yuluo looked at Chen with a sneering look in his eyes, and said coldly, Uchiha Chen, I didn't expect you to actually have the courage to come, it's really enough. This is not the Longtan Tiger's den, what's so daring? Chen said coldly. Otsutsuki Yuluo and Chen looked at each other. Both of them felt that the strength of the other party should not be underestimated, and they both felt a little jealous. Exactly, I have Tensegan, you have Rinnegan, and I also want to fight with you to see how strong the legendary Rinnegan is. Otsutsuki Yuluo looked at Chen with burning eyes and said in a low voice. Chen didn't flinch at all, and said lightly, since you want to try so much, I won't let you down, come on, try it and you'll know. Chen's eyes, Tomo Sharingan, was very scary and started to turn. The purple Rinnegan brought Tomo with extraordinary power. The power of Rinnegan burst out, and a burst of power appeared, powerful and special. As expected of Rinnegan. Under the power of Rinnegan, Otsutsuki Yuluo also felt the pressure, but he also remained calm and said lightly, come on, the two of us should be the strongest, just come to see the end this time. Who is the strongest? Who is the strongest player in the world today? Otsutsuki Yuluo looked at Chen coldly, a hint of coldness appeared on the corner of his mouth. Chen glanced at Otsutsuki Yuluo, and a little flame rose in his eyes. Chen and Otsutsuki Yuluo also developed a sense of competition, and they both showed strong strength when they looked at each other. Chen Zhou's chakra burst out, it is his unique Yongdun chakra, showing a powerful formidable power, a force lingers out, rising into the sky, and the fluctuations are shocking. This chakra burst out with an extremely powerful force, this is his Yongdun chakra circling and rising, and the Yongdun's power is getting stronger and stronger, even soaring into the sky. Uchiha Chen. Only seeing Otsutsuki Yuluo shouted angrily, a force erupted from his body, and this force became stronger and stronger, and he turned on the Tensegan mode. Only in this state of Tensegan mode, Otsutsuki Yuluo seems to be surrounded by mysterious forces, and 9 Gudodama truth-seeking ball are also displayed, one of which is 1 Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Suddenly transformed into Otsutsuki Yuluo's hand. This is, Gudodama truth-seeking ball transformed into a black long sword, under the master of Otsutsuki Yuluo, causing the surrounding people to exclaim, especially the members of Akatsuki, all felt there was an unusual scent. The change of Gudodama truth-seeking ball is really shocking, especially in Gudodama truth-seeking ball, there is also an unusual atmosphere, which makes everyone feel it at once. Otsutsuki Yuluo showed a proud expression and said lightly, Uchiha-chan, you are not destined to be my opponent because you don't have the blood of the Otsutsuki clan at all. Of our Otsutsuki family is born with blood power, we have Keke Mora, we have all kinds of familiar chakras, this is proof. The Gudodama truth-seeking ball around Otsutsuki Yuluo was suspended, making Otsutsuki Yuluo look like a fairy, and extremely terrifying. In my current state, any ninjutsu is ineffective against my attacks, that alone is enough to convince you. Even you are no match for me. Otsutsuki Yuraku said proudly enough to be proud of himself. Yes, even if ninjutsu is ineffective for you, but sage art, taijutsu and yin-yang escape are not necessarily. Chen said lightly. Otsutsuki Yuluo's expression changed slightly, but Chen was so familiar with Keke Mora. Chen's strength at this time is also close to the 6 paths level, coupled with the strength of Rinnegan and Yin-Yang Dun, he is still eager to face Gudodama truth-seeking ball. HMPH, let me first let you taste the power of Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Otsutsuki Yuluo snorted coldly, and Gudodama truth-seeking ball appeared. These Gudodama truth-seeking ball floated in a circle. Although they looked only the size of a fist, they were powerful enough to destroy everything and burst out. An instant, it collided with Chen. 497 The power of sage art. Gudodama truth-seeking ball collided with a huge force, causing Chen's pupils to shrink slightly, feeling a bit of pressure. Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Chen narrowed his eyes. Using Rinnegan's special power, his body flashed and moved instantly, avoiding the power of this Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Gudodama truth-seeking ball flashed light, not attacking Chen, but attacking the moon. With a bang, only a huge bang came from the moon. This huge sound was earth-shattering, bang, and bursts of sounds, making everyone have an indescribable shock. I only saw Gudodama truth-seeking ball colliding behind Chen, and there was a huge crater dozens of kilometers behind Chen, and a small Gudodama truth-seeking ball actually contains such a powerful crater. Power simply contains Shinra Bansho, all creation. The power of this is self-evident, very terrifying and powerful. Chen's body flashed, and he finally had a personal experience of the power of Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Sure enough, the terrifying Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Chen thought for a while, a faint smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and his body moved abruptly to the front. Well, what is he going to do? When Otsutsuki Yuluo saw Chen's figure moving, he gradually became vigilant, but at this time, Chen's Rinnegan was constantly turning, and a burst of chakra burst out, scorching hot. Amaterasu. Amaterasu. Chen showed the power of Amaterasu, and this power shot up directly. Of course, what Chen used was the combination between Yongdun and Amaterasu. The white Amaterasu fire burned out, and the hot white flames seemed to be able to burning everything, attached to Chen's surroundings, at the same time obeying Chen's orders, attacking Otsutsuki Yuluo. Oh, is this your special power? Otsutsuki Yuluo was also very afraid of the fire of Amaterasu, only to see the Gudodama truth-seeking ball around him quickly gather, forming a black shield. This black shield stood in front of Otsutsuki Yuraku, temporarily blocking Amaterasu's power and spread. Otsutsuki Yuluo breathed a sigh of relief, but a strange color appeared in his eyes. It's really not easy to combine the mysterious flame with Yongdun. Sage art. Chen did not stop, once again showing the power of sage art. Sage art. I only saw the sage art chakra released from Chen's body, and the chakra swept out, overwhelming the sky, just like a tsunami, and the space was distorted. Above the moon, there are waves of tremors, facing great pressure. Sage art, you still Grandmaster sage art. Otsutsuki Yuluo was taken aback for a moment, and there was a trace of jealousy in his heart. Stronger than Otsutsuki Yuluo, but he doesn't have the talent to practice sage art, so his is not sage art. But Tatsuya in front of him was able to lightly pull sage art out, and it was really strong, which made Otsutsuki Yuraku feel a little jealous. HMPH, I want to see how strong your immortal bottom is. Otsutsuki plummeted. The ninjutsu released by sage art chakra is called sage art. The power brought by sage art is definitely much stronger than ninjutsu. Example, sage art, Mokuden wood style is far more powerful than Senjuhashirama's ordinary Mokuden wood style ninjutsu. There is also Naruto's sage art Rasen Shuriken, which is far more powerful than ordinary shuriken. At this moment, Chen intends to also create a super powerful sage art. Chen stood on the body of Kyubi, Ninetails. Kyubi, Ninetails was also very smart to understand Akatsuki Chen's mind, suddenly opened his mouth and spit out a tailed beast bomb, using this as a cover for Chen, towards Otsutsuki Yu fall attack. A look of arrogance flashed in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes, and he snorted coldly, "Silver is born again and again." Silver reincarnation blast. Otsutsuki Yuluo used an orthodox Tensegan, which is different from Otsutsuki Junyu's kind of half-hearted. The power of silver reincarnation blast spreads out and shows crazily, collided with tailed beast bomb and exploded, sending out huge aftermath and pressure. Instant, all the surroundings were shaking quickly, and bursting out. It is unbelievable that this power is so powerful. Were violent explosions in a radius of hundreds of miles. The whole moon was shaken, and a loud noise was made, and the sound was also shaking the sky and the earth. This force was so strong that everyone felt it, and their hearts couldn't help but feel a little stunned. Chen, this guy is stronger than that. Zhang Yikyang, I can't help you too much. QB Ninetails said quickly when he saw that his tailed beast bomb was cracked. It's okay, I get it. Chen said lightly, and at the same time Chen moved slightly. His own sage art was almost finished. Sage art, Fire of Senra. Chen shouted loudly. Fire of Sen Luo. This is obviously a sage art created by Chen. I only saw that in an instant. The power of Chen's sage art burst out, and this power surged, called the Fire of Sen Luo. Sen Luo, which means Shinra Bansho, all creation. Of this flame is the white flame of Amaterasu. It can be said that Chen is a combination of the power of Amaterasu, Yangdun, and sage art. When Amaterasu and Yangdun are combined, the power is far beyond the original black Amaterasu, so how strong will the power become after Amaterasu and sage art are combined? Generally, the surrounding air and space are distorted, and hot pressure is felt everywhere. This sage art is really crazy, the flames are frightening, and even the space is torn apart. The power contained in the flames is comparable to the oppression of Gudodama, truth-seeking ball. The terrifying power of sage art is on display. What a terrible flame. Even Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes were full of shock, completely shocked by the scene in front of him. The power of this flame is too great. There were even space cracks between the heaven and the earth, and the power was terrifyingly powerful, burning and overwhelming. At the same time, Otsutsuki Yuluo used Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, to resist, but this time was not so lucky. These flames were pervasive, broke through Gudodama, truth-seeking ball, defense in an instant, and burned directly on Otsutsuki Urakuten's body. Otsutsuki Uraku screamed in agony, extremely mournful. 498 I am the strongest. Otsutsuki Yuluo was scorched by the white flames. There was a hint of panic in his eyes, and he let out an unusually shrill scream. This white flame seemed to be able to burn people's souls. When the white inflammation is reached, it will quickly spread all over the body. At this moment, the white flame was burning on Otsutsuki Yuluo's arm, causing Otsutsuki Yuluo to let out a roar, feeling the rapid exhaustion of his body, and panicking. For Otsutsuki Uraku, this is the first time he has encountered such a situation. This flame actually. Otsutsuki Yuluo was horrified. After Amaterasu was added to Sage Art Chakra by Chen, the mutation happened again, and it became so terrifying, so amazing. Even Otsutsuki Yuluo could feel the terrifying power. After joining Sage Art, Chen's white flame actually underwent an amazing nature transformation. The original combination of Amaterasu and Yangdun turned Amaterasu's black flame into complete black. But the actual situation is different. After the combination of Amaterasu and Yangdun, it is combined with Sage Art, which makes the original white Amaterasu change again. If you look carefully from the outside, you can see that there is a faint golden color spread on the fire of Amaterasu. That's right, gold. Maybe it is the reason why Sage Art Chakra is added, and the flame of Amaterasu changes again. It has become a pale golden flame. The power of this flame is even more domineering, and the quality is almost unimaginable. The golden flame is displayed, and the powerful power is moving and terrifying. The golden flames unfolded as if they were emperors in the flames, and one could even feel that it contained Shinra Bansho, all creation, contained yin and yang, contained Sage Art, mysterious and supreme. This flame is really too special, too strong. As soon as the golden flame came out, the golden Amaterasu power showed. even Otsutsuki Yuluo couldn't help moving, and even his scalp felt numb, feeling a lot of trouble. Otsutsuki Yuluo's left arm was stained with the Amaterasu flame, and in an instant, he reacted immediately and cut off his left hand. One arm was cut off by Otsutsuki Yuluo himself, and his left arm fell directly to the ground. The people around were all dumbfounded. This Otsutsuki Yuluo was so decisive, and it was beyond Chen's expectations, so Chen narrowed his eyes and said lightly, "Oh, not bad, you know how to escape from a broken tail." Otsutsuki Yuluo cut off his arm, cold and pale, and said, "It's your ability to let me cut off an arm, but then Uchiha-chan, I am." Otsutsuki Yuluo roared and saw the 9 Gudodama truth-seeking ball behind him rushing like tarsal maggots, and then turned towards Chen. Under such circumstances, even Chen he couldn't help but narrowed his eyes slightly, responding to Otsutsuki Yuraku's attack. 9 Gudodama truth-seeking ball exuded a very strong power, with a lingering breath, and the black Gudodama truth-seeking ball exploded and bombarded directly around Chen. In Gudodama truth-seeking ball it is indeed the power of Shinra Bansho, all creation, the yin-yang escape and the other 5 attributes of chakra combined into one, resulting in this special Gudodama truth-seeking ball. The power of Gudodama truth-seeking ball is on display. Facing the attack of Gudodama truth-seeking ball like a maggot in the tarsus, Chen also sneered slightly in his heart, and he also has a way to deal with these Gudodama truth-seeking ball. Chen snorted coldly, Sen Luo's domain. At this time, Chen finally used one of his trump cards, Sen Luo's domain. Sen Luo's domain is Chen's special power after getting Rinnegan. Just like Uchiha Madara got Limbo Border Jail through Rinnegan, Chen also got it through Rinnegan's special power. The domain of Sen Luo, this is the power that can block the space around Chen and create its own unique domain. Within the scope of this domain, everything must be controlled by Chen, even if the opponent is a powerhouse at the 6 paths level. Are also subject to great restrictions. As soon as Senluo's domain was used, he saw that within the surroundings of Chen, the space seemed to be completely blocked, and the space contained a very strong force, which made Gudodama truth-seeking ball unable to break through, and everything was broken. It seems to be among Tatsu's masters. Under such circumstances, even Otsutsuki Yuluo had a horrified expression on his face. Needless to say, the others around them all felt this enormous power, almost suffocating them and oppressing them. Couldn't breathe at all. It can only be said that Chen is really too strong. This strength is really terrifying to the extreme. Gudodama truth-seeking ball is unable to make any breakthrough in the face of Senluo domain. Your Rinnegan's special ability. It turns out that the space ability can already create a small world of your own, this. Otsutsuki Yuluo's pupils closed, and felt the pressure, but Chen Rinnegan's ability was actually the rarest time and space ability. Can block space, and even create a space area, turning this space area into its own small world. This ability is simply heaven-defying. Otsutsuki Yuluo couldn't help but admire, and soon a thick color of jealousy flashed on his face. Why, this guy in front of me can actually have the ability of master. Why is Otsutsuki Yuluo envious and jealous? With a strong color in his eyes, this ability can be regarded as one of the highest time-space ninjutsu. Even Otsutsuki Yuraku wanted to have it. Now in this situation Otsutsuki Yuluo roared, full of unwillingness. Chen's mouth upturned, evoking an arc. Otsutsuki Yuluo, you have seen it now, your so-called bloodline advantage is nothing. You have Gudodama truth-seeking ball but I have the strongest space ninjutsu. I am the strongest. Sen Luo's domain. Chen roared and expanded the space again, including Otsutsuki Yuluo. If you want an automatic reward to watch the underlined version of the novel. 499 Sword Slashing the Stars. The realm of Senrao included Otsutsuki Yuluo. In an instant, Otsutsuki Yuluo felt an indescribable pressure. He only felt that the domain of Senrao was indeed powerful, and even made him feel the pressure of terror. Senluo, everything is mastered by Chen. This space is like a space that belongs to Chen completely. Chen smiled lightly, looked at Otsutsuki Yuluo, and said in a low voice, Otsutsuki Yuluo, today is yours. Dead time. Hey, don't be complacent, I won't let you succeed so easily. Although Otsutsuki Yuluo was shocked, he was not completely panicked, but said coldly, it's not. You are the only one who has a whole card, and I also have a whole card, so you can see the true power of my Tenseigen. Tenseigen's true strength. Chen's heart skipped a beat, and immediately had a bad feeling. He quickly reminded everyone in Akatsuki, let me retreat, the farther away the better. Oh, it looks like you know about Tenseigen too. Otsutsuki Yuluo smiled lightly, a glint flashed in his eyes, and said coldly, it's too late. Spoke, Otsutsuki Yuluo's whole body burst into a golden light. This light shone on the heavens and the earth, and contained an extremely terrifying power, which oppressed people so much that they could hardly breathe. Above the moon, a strong golden light erupted, extending for hundreds of miles, shining brightly, with sharp edges. This powerful power was revealed, and at the same time Otsutsuki Yuluo's Tenseigen mode was fully activated. He shouted, the golden wheel is reborn. Golden wheel is reborn. It really is this trick. There was a hint of surprise in Chen's eyes, and he saw violent storms swept around Otsutsuki Yuluo's body. These storms swept and whistled and exploded. Golden wheel is reborn. With a bang, the power of the explosion can almost split the moon, causing a huge impact. The luster rises to the sky, shining between the heaven and the earth, and the golden wheel is reborn and explodes like a huge sword. Split the moon directly, the moon shook with a bang, the ground pounded continuously. This terrifying attack force shocked everyone. Everyone in Akatsuki, including everyone in the Otsutsuki clan, was stunned for a while. No one thought that the power of this ninjutsu would be so terrifying. Too strong, this is really too strong. The earth is cracked, the moon is completely divided into two halves by gold, the power was fully revealed, and the terrifying power that Chen saw with his own eyes showed a trace of consternation. However, when Otsutsuki Yu fell out of the golden wheel and exploded a while ago, he had taken precautions. After all, he was too clear about the move that was enough to split the moon in the original book. Chen used his Rinnegan space teleportation ability to dodge, so he avoided the attack. Although he was unscathed, he saw this move at close range. The shock that I saw with my own eyes, Chen was also touched by it, but he did not lose his fighting spirit. Because Chen is very clear, in fact, Tenseigen is also more powerful in this move, although the power is large, but the characteristics of Tenseigen are also the same. Put it simply, Tenseigen is simply the most typical high attack and low defense. Although it looks bluffing, in fact, no matter how high the attack is, it is useless if it cannot hit the enemy. Naruto in the original novel could dodge this blow, but how could Chen be able to dodge it? It was just this golden wheel reincarnation that left an extremely deep impression on Chen, causing Chen to narrow his eyes and sneer at the corners of his mouth. Damn, did you escape? Seeing Chen dodging in the golden wheel reincarnation explosion, a cold light flashed in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes. He didn't expect Chen to be so strong. Otsutsuki Yuluo also felt a slight burning pain in his eyes, apparently because of the explosion of the golden wheel. Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes were slightly burning, and a match occurred. Such a powerful move as the golden wheel is not something that can be used easily. Chen also seemed to be aware of the state of Otsutsuki Yuluo at this time. A smile appeared on the corner of his mouth, and said lightly, you should have finished the release, it's my turn. He spoke, a faint golden light flashed across Chen Zhou's body, and an extremely powerful force emerged from his body, revealing a powerful force. That is, the power of Susanoo that belongs to Tatsuya. Only the full body of Susanoo is shown, and this time Tatsuno is not wearing a pretense, Susanoo. Because Kyubi, Ninetails, is also fighting a huge puppet at this time, that puppet is the guardian puppet of the Otsutsuki clan, entangled with Kyubi, Ninetails, and the two are constantly attacking each other. Therefore, Chen used the full body Susanoo, only to see Susanoo above, holding the cloud sword of Tianju, a little brilliance on the sword, and the huge power was fully revealed, facing Otsutsuki feathers. Otsutsuki Yuluo felt the power of Tiankong Yunjian, and felt even more fearful in his heart. It's not only you can unleash the ultimate move, and the map cannon is amazing, so can I. Chen let out a low roar, only to see Susanoo soaring up, a sword slashed out, shocking the audience. Chen's sword, combined with his own Senluo domain, coupled with the Amaterasu Cloud Sword, is also surrounded by Amaterasu injected by Sage Art Chakra. The power of the space domain, the power of the artifact, and the power of divine fire, 3 in 1, this sword slashed out, the power is simply unimaginable. But seeing even Otsutsuki Yuluo was terrified, and felt a trace of unusual aura, and his heart was warned. Otsutsuki Yuluo, you can clearly feel that if you can't dodge this sword, you will be seriously injured even if you don't die. This sword seems to be no worse than the golden wheel just now, as if it can split even the stars. In general, it is so scary. 2. 500 kills Otsutsuki Feather Fall. Of Senluo's domain, Tiankong Yunjian, and Amaterasu Shinha combined into one, exuding a huge and strong aura. Chen almost used the power of these three to ultimate, and a powerful force erupted, making everyone feel it. A burst of terror, horror, and even chills all over the body. 3 combined into one, the strength was so strong that it was an ultimate, only to see Chen Yi slashed out with a sword, bursting out with terrifying power, and slashed directly at Otsutsuki Yuluo. Otsutsuki Yuluo's color changed, and the 9 Gudodama truth-seeking ball resisted in front of him, turning into a black shield, trying to resist the blow. Between the sky and the earth, a beam of light burst out at the speed of light, breaking through the sky. With a bang, the moon was almost divided into 2, countless stones rolled up, the earth cracked, completely scattered, and burst. The earth shook and a huge and deep ravine appeared. Of this sword was brought to the ultimate by Chen. Hundreds of miles in length, chakra roams and swept wildly, and everywhere he goes is shocked, and the terrifying aura is revealed, even Gudodama truth-seeking ball can't resist. The members of the Otsutsuki clan were all stunned, and at the same time, they saw that the members of Akatsuki were extremely stunned. They felt pressure and moved their hearts. Strong, it is too strong. The earth is cracked, and the people of the Otsutsuki clan all have a bad premonition in their hearts, as if something is about to happen. Sure enough, I saw a powerful force emerging, and the terrifying force erupted, making people feel deeply shocked. At the same time, he saw that the black shield on Otsutsuki Yuluo's body was shattered, and at the same time Otsutsuki Yuluo himself was hit in the middle by the sword. His eyes always showed a look of horror, and his body flew out like a kite with a broken string. Otsutsuki Yuluo felt the edge of the sword, and then fell heavily to the ground, spitting out a mouthful of blood, and his face was pale. Otsutsuki Yuluo looked at Chen with a look of astonishment in his eyes, probably because he never expected Chen to be so strong. Otsutsuki Yuluo only felt that the vitality in his body was gradually disappearing. At this time, he was like a balloon that was leaking air all over his body. There were countless tiny holes in the balloon, which were constantly leaking air. As if his vitality was constantly disappearing, it was extremely terrifying. Otsutsuki Yuraku, you lost. Chen said lightly. He stood in front of Otsutsuki Yuluo, his body floating in midair, looking at Otsutsuki Yuluo like a god, the corners of his mouth filled with coldness. A hint of unwillingness flashed in Otsutsuki Yuluo's eyes. You win. Otsutsuki Yuraku couldn't change the fact in front of him even if he didn't think about it in his heart, it was indeed his loss. It's abominable, it turns out that Rinnegan is stronger, I am really not reconciled. Otsutsuki Yuraku murmured. You're wrong, Rinnegan and Tensegan, there's no such thing as strong or weak. Whether the strength is strong or not. Mainly look at the master's power, not the eyes. Chen said lightly. Words brought Otsutsuki Yuluo's silence for a while, and Otsutsuki Yuluo sighed after a long time. It's really not wrong to lose to you, it's a pity. I didn't lose to me, I killed him. Chen said lightly. Chen wouldn't be foolish enough to leave himself a trouble, his plan was to kill Otsutsuki Yuluo directly. Among the Otsutsuki clan, currently only Otsutsuki Junyu and Otsutsuki Yuluo are the strongest, and the others are nothing to worry about. And there are not many people in the Otsutsuki clan, and it can be said that it has gradually declined. This time, Chen is going to kill Otsutsuki Yuraku. Otsutsuki Yuluo was taken aback for a moment, then a look of relief flashed in his eyes. That's right, if it were me, I would kill you too. Come on. The surrounding Otsutsuki clan were all stunned, and the Akatsuki members were relieved. Chen finally won the battle, which was really not easy. Chen didn't hesitate, he wouldn't have the slightest mercy towards the enemy, not to mention that Otsutsuki Yuluo in front of him was someone who was enough to threaten him. Instant, the Tiankong cloud sword in Chen's hand moved, splitting Otsutsuki Yuluo's body in two, and blood spattered out. Everyone around saw this scene, and could not help but take a breath of cold air, feeling Chen's terrifying and powerful. Otsutsuki Yuluo, die. The people of the Otsutsuki clan all looked at this scene in shock, and they were speechless. Chengdu was so shocked that he didn't know what to say. Chen Yi's eyes moved slightly, and he looked at the people of the Otsutsuki clan, and said indifferently, Otsutsuki Yuluo is dead, you are still not returning. The strength of these Otsutsuki clan members can only be regarded as good, most of them are only cage-level powerhouses, and they are not as exaggerated as Otsutsuki Junyu and Otsutsuki Yuluo. Hearing Chen's words, the Otsutsuki clan looked at each other in dismay, and finally didn't dare to speak. They looked at each other for a long time in silence, and finally they all nodded and put down their weapons. That this is the case, they will definitely not be the opponents of Chen and the others. Under such circumstances, the Otsutsuki clan all put down their weapons, and none of them dared to disobey Chen's intentions. Above this moon, now it can be regarded as the territory of Chen. Otsutsuki Yuraku died, Chen was in a good mood, and it felt good to get rid of an opponent. And Konan, Sasori, Uchiha Itachi, Oni Shark and others all looked at Chen with reverence, and felt that Chen's strength seemed to go further. Otsutsuki Yuluo is dead, and I will reclaim his Tenseigan. Chen said lightly. Chen has not forgotten one thing, that is to recover the Tenseigan of Otsutsuki Yuluo.